And welcome back to Sports the NEMO Way, the all-time tournament edition. So as we've discussed in previous weeks, the all-time starting fives that we have made over the last, couple months.
A handful of months.
We made a tournament bracket. We've got them ranked. We've got them matched up. We are going to run through the tournament tonight, who we think we will win until we got a champion. We've also got some guests here tonight. Yes, I say guests, plural. That's right.
Here I am.
That would be the tired voice of Mark Tyler. He sounds very tired, but we'll liven him up when we tell him Steph Curry sucks. And then Buddy Oberdolhoff is also here. Buddy's back. Buddy's adding to his lead of most episodes guesting.
Probably number 2, though.
Say what?
Mark's probably second by now.
You got to be close, if not.
He's got to be up there. He's showed up numerous times.
Yeah, I think he would have Schaller beat. Definitely more than.
Dalton's only been here once.
Say Robert and Brock, my two guests have only been here 3 times.
Yeah, I think Bob's been here twice. So.
Yeah.
Mark's probably second.
Yeah, unless we're forgetting somebody, I think Mark would be second. Yeah, way to go, Mark. There you go.
Fat Town representation.
All right. Well, so all the listeners are aware. We've decided on our rules and how we're going to do this. Not only do we have the matchups, but we are going to function as if these teams were playing under early 2000s rules, like the 2000s. So, it's not too early, not too physical for some of the whiny babies we have playing today, and not completely wide open, no defense.
Like the 3-point line.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
It's not football. It's still basketball, unlike the 80s. But it's not today's NBA where there's a foul call every play.
Where you can't touch anyone, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we tried to make it as neutral as we could, I guess, is the best way to put it. And we are going to limit our conversations to each matchup to around 5 minutes because we thought otherwise we might be here for 12 and a half years, and you guys don't want to listen to a 5-hour episode. So I think that's all the stuff I got before we get started. Anybody else have anything I forgot? No?
Let's get it.
All right. The number 1 seeds in each conference got a bye in the first round, obviously with 15 teams in each conference, just to point that out. So the Lakers are number 1 seed in the Western Conference, so they got a bye in the first round, so they have automatically advanced. So let's move on to our next matchup down the bracket, not necessarily by standings, but down the bracket. It would be the Los Angeles Clippers and the Utah Jazz. Ooh. So just a reminder for the listeners, the Clippers are CP3, PG-13, Kawhi Leonard, Elton Brand, and Bob McAdoo. And the Jazz are John Stockton, Pistol Pete, Adrian Dantley, the Mailman, and Big Al Jefferson. Yeah, so I think a pretty interesting matchup here.
I think it's funny, like whenever we come up with the teams and stuff like that, how we get stuck on some certain players, like Al Jefferson as a center. Mm-hmm. Maybe Eaton would be more suitable for this matchup, but he wouldn't be suitable for another matchup. So it's kind of funny to see how the matchups play out and how our choices of the guys we came up with could come into play.
Right. I mean, we obviously didn't know the matchups before we picked the teams, and obviously, like you said, the matchups will change from round to round. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we talked about Eaton. We talked about Rudy Gobert, actually, Drew's favorite player.
No, I stood up for you, buddy.
He's quickly becoming my favorite player too.
Yes.
Do you want to just kind of look at the point guards and how they match up? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. John Stockton and CP3. I mean, 2 pass first point guards. I'd say 2 of the better passing point guards of their generations, at least.
And you could look statistically, they might be 1-2 in certain categories by the time it's all said and done also.
I mean, Stockton's 1 in steals, and I think CP3's third.
Right, and then assists also, and I don't know how far CP3 is down that list.
He's top 8 or 9 at least. I don't know where exactly he is on the assist list, but he's up there somewhere.
Do you think they kind of remind you of like the same guy? They're the same guy?
They're very similar, yeah. Yep.
Do you think there's a defensive edge for one side?
No, they're both small point guards that played physical defense, got a lot of steals, but they're both smaller.
I think they're both great all-time great two-way point guards. I think the only real edge one way or another would be CP3's a little better scorer, in my opinion. Obviously Stockton's the all-time assist leader, but that's kind of a longevity thing. We're just talking about just them in their primes. Stockton's going to get you 13, 14 points, 13, 14 assists, and a handful of steals with really nasty defense, and CP3 is going to get you 18 to 20 points with 10 assists and 2-3 steals.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty even matchup, I'd say, to be honest.
So let me ask you guys this. Do you think Paul George would abuse Pistol Pete? That's a pretty big size disparage right there. And kind of athleticism as well.
What do you think, Mark?
He would have had it. He would have got his money on Pistol Pete because Pistol Pete wasn't great defensively. On the other hand, Pistol Pete would abuse.
I think Pistol's going to score on him.
He would cook him. He would cook him.
So let me ask you this, Mark. Are you disparaging Paul George's 6 all defense teams?
No, it could be an era prejudice. I don't know, but Pistol Pete would get his. I'm telling you.
Pistol's probably a better playmaker as well.
Pistol Pete would light him up for 47 points.
That's a bold statement, man. Paul George made an all-defense team with the Clippers. This is Clippers.
That's true.
This is Clippers Paul George, not Indiana.
Wouldn't even be playing if it's Paul George.
Well, it's also the next guy, too.
Yeah, right. He'd be on the bench. He'd be hurt.
Well, if we're going to talk about injuries, the next guy's screwed.
So the Clippers actually only have 3 guys. The Utah has 5. So
That's right.
it's the Clippers.
The Clippers small forwards.
Oh, wait, I was looking at
Kawhi.
power forward. I couldn't think.
And then
Wait,
Kawhi versus Dantley.
So
I'll give Kawhi that.
So you're looking at point guard. You got a
Thank you.
playmaker.
That's right, Mark.
I'll give Kawhi
The claw strikes again.
Point guards, you got playmakers, and then at shooting guard, you got another playmaker for Utah. And with Paul George, you got just mostly scorer. He's got the defensive size and stuff like that. I don't know. That would be so interesting to watch those two just going at it. I think that CP3. Who do you think would have the ball in their hand the most? CP3 or Stockton or Pistol. Who do you think is going to bring the ball up? What do you? It's just.
I think we talked about this in the Utah episode. I think Utah's offense has the potential to be not only stupid good, but stupid efficient, because I think you would have Stockton running the pick and roll with not only the mailman but Dantley, and then Pistol spreading the floor with his shooting.
Well, I feel like if you have Stockton on your team, if you don't let him be the point guard, he's not effective. What else is he going to do if he's not running?
He's a knockdown shooter.
He's a he's a good shooter, but
His thing's
he's not a great scorer. Yeah, he's a passer.
When we talk about in the Utah episode, we talked about him getting the ball to these 4 other guys that could do their thing.
Yeah.
I think that's my knock on Utah.
That's his thing.
You got 2 guys that are kind of ball dominant right there in the 1-2.
We're gonna have a lot of ball dominant people.
3. Dantley, and the mailman were all ball dominant too.
A lot of these teams are going to have ball dominant players.
Sure.
We put a bunch of all-time greats together.
They all all-stars.
Being the playmaker on the team.
All right, so I'm not trying to be a dick here, but
still gotta move, though.
we didn't set a timer for this because we thought we were going to move through it quickly, and now we're just talking. So, what's everybody's initial reaction? I guess. What's everybody's initial vote? Who do you think wins this?
I picked Utah.
I got Utah.
Me too.
I think the big men kind of dominate.
Doesn't matter what I think. I'm already outvoted.
Ray, what do you think?
I'd have to go with Utah. They're
Okay,
probably
so-
more consistent across the board.
Utah going.
What'd you say, Mark?
I had Utah.
Oh, you said Utah as well.
So Utah's going on.
So Utah beats the Clippers. Clippers are a first-round exit.
I think I just like the bigs for Utah.
Fair enough. Let's move on to our second matchup here. the Seattle / Oklahoma City franchise,
Oh, yeah,
and
that's right.
the Kings, who've also been multiple places. So the Sonics Thunder are the Glove, Ray Allen, KD, Spencer Haywood, and Sigma. And
That's a good team.
the Kings are the Big O, Tiny Nate Archibald, Mitch Richmond, C. Webb, and DeMarcus Hothead Cousins. So I guess what's everybody's original thoughts here before we even have a discussion? What's everybody's original thoughts here?
Sonic all the way.
Sonics.
I mean,
I don't think there's. Yeah,
I mean,
it's just the Sonics.
Sonics.
I mean, I think you could have some decent games, but I mean, in the end, the Sonics are just going to pull away in this one. I mean, I don't see. I mean, I just don't see Mitch Richmond guarding Kevin Durant.
I think there's a few mismatches. I think there's just,
Tiny Archibald was a good point guard, but the glove is going to.
I mean, if the glove guards, even Oscar, I mean.
and then we also got to do the whole, can Big O and Tiny Archibald will they be as effective, in later eras against bigger guys?
I would say, I mean, you have the glove and Ray Allen who are both.
and just talent differential. I think it
You think
goes to the
you
Sonics.
don't. I don't necessarily disagree, but you don't think C. Webb and Cousins are a mismatch down low for the smaller older guys?
I look at the bigs a lot whenever I look at these, especially in that era. But I'd like the traditional layout of the Sonic Thunder team. You got a point guard Allen's gonna be your spot up shooter. Durant's gonna be, that wing player that you need. It's still young Durant, so and then you got the bigs down low to play defense and rebound. To me that's like a traditional lineup that I would want to roll out there.
I agree with that.
But I also like Ray Allen's not just a shooter at this point. I mean, if you ask him to, he'll drive to the paint.
I mean, he was dropping 25 a game a couple of years in Seattle,
Yep.
driving to the hoop and scoring.
So-
and I think Haywood can match C. Webb's production.
I do too.
I mean,
Yeah.
Spencer Haywood was a bad dude.
He's
He was
underrated.
a bad dude.
Hey, the only thing that stopped Spencer Haywood was cocaine.
That was it.
Well,
Oh.
that's true. That's
Well,
sad, but it's true.
I do not see cocaine on the Sacramento line. I think Haywood's good this round.
All right, I think we're all in agreement here. The Sonics move on. All right, so our next matchup, unfortunately, buddy, I think it's kind of lopsided.
Wolves, baby.
Sucks. God damn it.
It does. Let's give us the first round bye.
It is it is the Spurs versus the Timberwolves. The Spurs are Tony Parker, George Gervin, Kawhi Leonard's second team, Tim Duncan, and the Admiral versus the Timberwolves, who are Sam Cassell, Ant, KG, Kevin Love, and Karl Anthony Towns.
See ya, Timberwolves.
That's brutal, dude. Come on. I once again, I look at the bigs. I think Minnesota might have some of the best big talent out of all the teams, but they're just going to get crushed whenever it comes to
Duncan and Robinson is such a
Duncan,
crazy
I know.
matchup.
Duncan
and Robinson.
always
I
dominated.
mean, they were dominant
Garnett.
together when he was older.
Yeah.
Can you imagine with prime David Robinson?
And I feel like KG always matched up really well with Duncan, so you want to slide him over, but then Kevin Love going to have to guard a wing?
Yeah.
That's never going to
Kevin Love's
happen.
going to guard Kawhi.
Well, this is Spurs Kawhi. He didn't do a whole lot, but
He just showed up and got a ring,
yeah, he just showed up.
Lock down
Rode the
LeBron.
co-strings of Manu Ginobili, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So we're all in agreement that the Spurs move on.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, buddy.
All right, our next matchup is the Denver Nuggets and the Portland Trailblazers. I like this matchup. Denver is Allen Iverson, David Thompson, Alex English, Melo, or Tyrone, and
boy Tyrone.
and the Joker. I like that team. A lot of scoring there.
Against who?
Against the Blazers, who is Damian Lillard, Brandon Roy, Clyde Drexler, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Bill Walton.
I'm gonna go with the Blazers.
All right.
I'd be curious to see this Bill Walton.
This is a very crazy
Jokic
matchup. And a Walton Joker matchup would be nuts.
That would be.
You're
that
talking
would be
about
box
two of the
office.
better passing big men of all time, both gritty, good rebounders, physical.
And we're talking about young Walton before his feet got hurt.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you get prime Damian Lillard against old AI. I mean, I think Dame could probably.
Yeah, that is old AI. I would have had Fats Lever there.
Melo Aldridge. You're talking mismatch kind of both ways.
Yeah, and Melo's not going to stop Aldridge
Nope.
from scoring, and then Melo's going to go the other end, take him to the perimeter.
Right.
So,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
My
Very.
only question would be, would Portland have enough defense to stop the juggernaut offense of Denver?
But see, that would be my question about Denver. Would they have enough defense to stop Portland? Because traditionally, before they won this year, Denver was not about that life in terms of defense.
I mean, that's kind of been Denver's
So did
way,
Alex,
way they've built their teams from the beginning of time.
said
From the beginning of time.
did Alex English and them even play defense?
No.
I mean, is Alex English going to be able to guard Clyde?
I mean, those Vanderway English teams like hold all the scoring records for still, even with all the crazy scoring numbers. But they were a first round exit every year. They didn't play no defense.
I remember when Denver first came, in the merger, Denver busted out the gate. They was killing everybody, David Thompson and those guys. But when the playoffs came around, when defense had to come to the top, they couldn't stop nobody. It just
I think Brandon Roy's so sneaky good. He's just not healthy. Whenever he played, just so sneaky good, man.
and I'm a huge David Thompson fan, but
Yeah,
I
me
just
too.
don't think.
He's another one of the '70s guys that.
Like another guy that got stopped by cocaine, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
If we put a team of cocaine out there,
I voted him one of the all-time starting five in college. As college, he was one of the all-time best five.
I've never heard of him, so he can't be that good.
Oh, you just hurt Mark's feelings.
I just saw his soul leave his body.
All right, so what's everybody's thoughts here?
This one's really tough.
This
man.
is very tough.
I'm leaning Portland.
I'm gonna go Portland.
But I keep coming back to the fact that if you look at their points per game that you listed, there's a 19-point difference there for a reason, because Denver is a scoring machine. And
Denver is a scoring machine.
Lillard don't play defense. Roy was okay. Drexler was a solid defender, but not great. Aldridge was an average defender. Walton was a great defender.
Walton was a great defender. He was much more athletic than Jokic, but everybody's much more athletic.
I don't see
yeah.
enough defense on Portland to really stop them. That's what's kind of halting me from making a decision.
Do you see defense on Denver?
No, but we made them to not play defense.
Right.
We made them to score 140 points.
Yeah, scores.
But
Someone
we
could
know
slow
that
him
that's
down,
always the
yes.
downfall. You know what I mean?
I'm just like, yeah,
This one's gonna come.
I don't know.
I think I'm going to go with Mark. I'm going to go with Portland.
I'm gonna go Nuggets.
All right.
I'm a bit
All right.
contrarian.
All right.
So 2-1 Blazers.
2-1 Blazers.
I'm not sure.
Ray, what you got, man?
Denver.
2-2.
2-2.
I think Lillard would just absolutely take over this matchup against AI. So I'm gonna go Portland.
Okay. 3-2. Drew Wade. You both look stumped.
Are you leaning in a direct? Okay.
I don't know. It's
Who's up right now? Portland?
Yeah.
3-2. 3-2.
Do you have a way you're leaning?
You're gonna throw it in his court, aren't you, Wade? Just go ahead and tie it up, buddy.
that's what I'm waiting on.
I'm waiting on you. Okay, we gotta make a decision here.
I love the Nuggets offense, but I just don't know. They ain't gonna play no defense. But like you said, they're 19 points ahead.
And I just don't think Portland's a better defensive team, but I don't think they're a defensive juggernaut.
No.
By any means.
They're not a juggernaut for sure.
They have a good.
agree
They have
with that.
one good inside and one good wing defender. The rest are not.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Purely just because I'm just thinking about it the top of my head. Due to lack of shooting, I'm gonna go Portland.
Ooh.
I think Portland's the play.
So Drew's vote don't matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
got
Lillard
it.
just takes that over, dude.
So Portland it is.
Shoot.
That
Sorry.
was the toughest decision
went with
so
That
far.
was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Yep.
It was.
All right. So now our next matchup is the
No, I'm sorry. You go.
Warriors and the Pelicans.
Okay.
I was just laughing at the matchup.
Golden State
How come we can't get a matchup like that?
is Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Rick Barry, Nate Thurman, and Wilt Chamberlain. This is young Wilt, who averages 42 points
Can we
a
just say
game
the Warriors?
against the Pelicans, who is CP3, Brandon Ingram, Jamal Mashburn, Anthony Davis, and David West.
You mess with Paul.
Young Wilt, David West. You kidding me?
David West is retiring after that series, dude.
He's gonna retire mid-series.
Yeah, no
Steph Curry
kidding.
that had CP3 in the spin cycle on the baseline.
Mark, you got talking to your mic, man.
Oh, right.
All right, so the Warriors move on. Not much conversation.
I think
there.
they could sit half their starters and still win that one.
I was think Wilt and Curry won by themselves.
Big guy.
Our next matchup is the Phoenix Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. Another tough matchup. The Mavericks are Jason Kidd, Luka Doncic, Mark Aguirre, Dirk Nowitzki, and Porzingis.
Unicorn.
And the Suns are Kevin Johnson, Booker, my man Sean Marion, Barkley, and Amari Stoudemire.
I'm going to go with Dallas.
I'm with Mark. I think I'm going with Dallas.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dallas.
3 for Dallas already, right out the gate.
Can I mean, I haven't made up my mind yet, but can I ask why?
When I look,
No, I'm going with Phoenix.
I'm leaning that way, but I'm not sure yet. I want to have a discussion to see if everyone
I
else
think
is
the
going
best
to
Barkley was the Phoenix Barkley. But, wait a minute.
Barkley and Dirk are going to be a wash, I feel like, because neither one of them are going to be able to stop each other.
Right, that's kind of what I thought too.
I agree.
But Barkley will out-rebound Dirk if there's any advantage there.
Yeah.
I think the size, if you just look at the size of the Dallas roster from point guard to center,
They are big.
they're huge.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going Phoenix.
Porzingis. I didn't know Porzingis was going up against Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah.
Oh no! I didn't look at it like that.
Oh, man.
Who's Aguirre matched up against?
Sean Marion.
Sean Marion.
Aguirre's gonna eat him up.
I don't know, man. Sean Marion's a great defender, man.
And athletic as can be.
Yeah.
But Mark Aguirre scored against. He could score against anybody. Yeah. He didn't necessarily.
I mean, he's a good scorer. I mean, no
He was a
joke.
pure scorer.
We're talking about the Dallas.
I mean, most
Mark
of these
Aguirre, yeah.
most of these guys are
He-
never not going to be shut down. They're all great players.
Right.
It doesn't matter
You're gonna split hairs.
if you can
Slow them down.
if you can just keep them from going off.
Yes.
I really-
that's your job.
Personally, I really thought the backcourt is where I thought this might be decided.
Kevin Johnson Booker versus
Jason
Kidd and
Doncic.
ooh man.
I mean, Luka and Booker, we know what that looks like. They're like the biggest. They're like huge rivals. Like they go at each other whenever they play each other. Kidd and Kevin Johnson is a very interesting matchup.
I think what gets me is obviously Phoenix just 1 through 5 due to Porzingis. Obviously, the Porzingis sticks out, but other than that, I think Phoenix fits super well. You have a super athletic point guard that can score and get you 10 assists. You have a shooting guard that can score on all 3 levels. You have a small forward that does all your dirty work and can get you 16 to 18 on athleticness. You have one of the greatest power forwards ever that can score inside and in mid-range and outside. And Amari can shoot the mid-range and go inside. I just think that it fits really well. That was my thing
Like
with
the layout of
Phoenix.
the team.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying Dallas isn't really good. I think they could beat a lot of other teams on here.
So we're 2-2 right now with 3 votes to go.
But you also... Sorry, go on.
No, I'm sorry. Uncle Doug, Buddy, Ray, what are you guys thinking?
I'm going Suns.
I was actually going to go Dallas just based on the size.
So 3-3 with Uncle Doug.
I thought I was voted Mavs, but
Oh, well,
Oh, so
better.
Matt. So the Mavericks win.
Mavericks.
Mavericks
That's
won.
Uncle Doug decided it. Yeah.
4-3.
All right.
Council has spoken.
I do like the Phoenix Sean Marion, but
yeah.
I just think the size of Dallas is just so overwhelming.
All right, our last first-round matchup from the West
Porzingis made the second round.
Who would have thought that night?
is the Rockets versus the Grizzlies. Another lopsided matchup with Memphis with Ja Morant, Mike Conley, Sharif Abdur-Rahim. What is with you giggle boxes over here? Every time I'm reading, you guys start busting up laughing.
These matchups are killing us.
Ja Morant.
Paul Gasol and Mark Gasol
Get him out the club. Done with somebody.
against the Rockets with James Harden, Clyde Drexler, Tracy McGrady, Moses Malone, and Akeem
One
Olajuwon.
of the nastiest teams on there,
Man, this
man.
is one of them nasty.
I think this is like a
Houston.
running clock in the second half.
Game 1, running clock,
Yeah.
second quarter. Here we go.
The Rockets move on. Let's move on to the East, gentlemen.
All right.
All right. So, as like I said, there is a first round bye. The 76ers are our number 1 seed in the East. They got a first round bye and moved on to the second round. So let's move on to our first matchup. The Nets and the Pistons. The Pistons are Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Grant Hill, Dennis Rodman, and Bill Lanier.
Bob,
Oh, Bob Lanier. Sorry. Yes. Thank you, Mark.
70 dude.
And the Nets are Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, Dr. J, Kevin Durant, and Coleman.
I think the Nets. That's just.
I think I'm going Nets. I don't think Detroit could score with them, even
I
though their
think
defense would be
Pistons
nasty.
I mean, they'll be really good. I think they'll slow them down a little bit, but they can't score. No.
Detroit is our lowest scoring team by a lot.
They do have some great defenders. I'll give them that. But Brooklyn, again, the combination of an all-time great facilitator, a 3-level scorer, one of the greatest highlight reels, guy that gets up and down the floor, another all-time great 3-way scorer, and Coleman was a 2010 guy in his prime.
Yeah, I just think this is too much offense for even.
I think if
Probably one
Brooklyn,
of our best defense teams. I think.
if Brooklyn runs, you have Jason Kidd throwing lobs to VC and Dr. J and Kevin Durant shooting. That's nasty.
I'm going to agree with you. I think Brooklyn wins this. I think Detroit just doesn't have the scoring.
No.
If they had like one great scorer, like I'm not talking about a great player. It could be Alice English or Dominique Wilkins or somebody like that. It was just like you go get us 30 a night.
Just a bucket.
The rest of us play defense. You go get us baskets.
Right, but they don't have that guy. Isaiah's a good scorer, but not a great scorer.
And you look,
Lanier's a good scorer, not a great scorer. You know,
Yeah, Hill.
yeah,
look,
Grant
there's
Hill.
really not even a 3-point shooter on that team either.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, can they shoot it? Yeah, probably, but you don't have someone that will just sit there and just make threes.
You could pack the paint on them, and
Oh, yeah.
they ain't gonna score a ton.
2-3 zone, baby.
There you
2-3
go.
zone.
yep. So yeah, I'm gonna go to Brooklyn.
I'm going Nets.
All right, I think are we in agreement there, gentlemen?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. All right, next matchup: Bucks Cavs. Cleveland is Mark Price, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, Larry Nance Sr., by the way, and Brad Daugherty. And the Bucks are Moncrief, Ray Allen, Big Dog Robinson, who Mark would not agree with, Giannis, and Jabbar. And this is young Jabbar that still rebounded and I think he averaged his average for the Bucks was 30 something.
30 points, 15 boards.
Yeah.
4 assists, and 3.5 blocks.
I'll go
Yeah.
Milwaukee.
So
Yeah,
I was
Milwaukee all
looking.
day.
I was looking at Cleveland's roster. I'm like, man, they got a lot of size on that team. And then I looked down at Milwaukee's. I'm like, ooh, they got
Never
a lot of
mind.
size on that team.
They got a lot of size and a lot of skill.
So, Mark, who did you want instead of Big Dog?
Oh, Marcus Johnson.
Okay, is that the guy we talked about?
Yeah.
Marcus Johnson.
I mentioned.
Thank you, Uncle Doug.
I also think that Moncrief and Ray Allen are both much bigger than the backcourt guys for Cleveland, and that may cause problems.
Yeah.
That would cause problems.
And Moncrief is going to get in somebody's ass.
Yep. Yeah.
I just don't think LeBron can carry that roster over.
No.
No,
Over
well, no,
the greatness of Jabbar and Giannis
Giannis.
and Allen
No
and
way.
all those guys.
I agree. All right, next matchup. Heat Wizards, two newer franchises. Miami with Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Alonzo Mourning against John Wall, Gilbert Arenas, LeBron's nemesis, Michael Jordan, old-ass man, Elvin Hayes, and Wes Unseld.
I'm going Miami Heat.
Yeah, Miami.
Yeah, it's Miami.
Yeah, it's Miami and probably
Settled it.
blowout
LeBron
fashion,
James is better than
unfortunately.
Jordan. We just settled it. You just
No, I had
You-
no.
you-
That's not what that means.
settled it, Mark.
That's not what that means.
Last year you've been talking about.
This is old Jordan.
No, I mean, Washington's severely outmatched, I think.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think so too. Are we all in agreement there?
Yeah.
All in agreement.
Okay. Next matchup, Celtics Pacers. The Celtics are Dennis Johnson, Hondo, Paul Pierce, Larry Bird, and Bill Russell. The Pacers are PG-13, Reggie Miller, George McGinnis. I forgot his first name for a second. Jermaine O'Neal and Mel Daniels. Even though half this team, Ray didn't want to play because he thought Hall of Famers shouldn't play for the Pacers, apparently.
That's not quite the right quote, but go ahead.
He said the only Hall of Famer that should play for them is Reggie Miller. He wanted to leave all the other Hall of Famers off the team, and that's a fact. But anyway, there we go.
I'm going Boston easy in this one.
Oh,
Even
really?
though I do disagree with Paul Pierce, that should be Kevin McHale.
Easy?
Kevin McHale is in the best power forward discussion to me. Right behind Tim Duncan. If you see, you guys have to have seen McHale play.
You're going to cause an uproar. You're going to quit talking.
I'm going to Kevin McHale because Alex was telling me about the Kevin McHale argument, but when Larry Bird
Talking to your mic, Mark.
Larry Bird said about LA. He said about San Antonio because that's where they got Michael Thompson from. He said, "Hey, San Antonio, y'all needed some money. Y'all just could have called us. We just sent you some money because they essentially traded Michael Thompson for cash for the purpose of guarding Kevin McHale. That was his only job in LA.
How'd he do?
I mean, he did okay. He did better than Worthy." Because McHale put people in a spin cycle routinely.
If you could see the fire in Mark's eyes right now, he's so worked up about
But
this.
I mean, even without McHale, I still got Boston on this one. But McHale is
Is it going to cost him later in the tournament not
Yes.
having McHale there?
Yes,
Okay,
it will cost them.
you heard it.
I'm also going to go with Boston here.
Oh, you lame. Damn.
I got you, Ray.
I'm going to go Pacers. Yeah,
Thank
Give me the Pacers.
I'm going to go
Thank you.
Pacers.
I'll go Pacers.
no.
What about the other dude named Larry?
Larry will get his, but I think the rest of the team's pretty.
Sounds like it cost him this round, Mark. I was totally just joking. I was going to take Celtics, but rules are rules, I guess.
I don't even know what just happened
Wait a
here.
minute, man. This is the 1988 Seoul Olympics. Dooku Kim beating Roy Jones Jr. But go ahead.
Do we want to backtrack and
Yeah, I think we're better.
talk about it? I mean, Paul George or DJ?
Paul
I
George.
take Paul George.
Paul George.
Locked down.
I would on that one.
Reggie Miller or Havlicek?
Cancel each other out.
No, Havlicek's way better than Reggie Miller. We all showed that in our top 50s. Reggie was taking off all of our top 50s, and Havlicek was in all of our top 50s.
Not mine.
Well, you're right on that, Ray. You didn't take him off.
So then we got McGinnis and Paul Pierce.
McGinnis all day.
I would agree with you on that.
That would be a back and forth.
A young McGinnis would eat up Paul Pierce.
He was good. And then Larry Bird and Jermaine O'Neal.
That's stop.
Larry.
We'll give to Larry.
I was just saying, come on, Ray. You can't even go there.
I mean, Jermaine
He's
is
still
good,
part of
too.
the team. I got to go for Larry all day, too. I
But
mean,
college Larry would eat up Jermaine O'Neal.
But Daniels and Russell I don't know. Can Russell score enough to match Daniels' production?
Hey, guys, remember, Russell averaged about 19 points a game. I mean, he wasn't a 30-point scorer, but, I mean, he could.
And we're talking about two undersized centers.
Yeah. I'm not talking about their size. I'm just saying I don't think Russell had the offensive repertoire to match Daniels' offensive repertoire.
What
That's
was
all I
what did
saying.
Daniels average? I don't even remember.
19 points, 16 rebounds.
That's Mel Daniels?
Yep.
And what's Russell?
15 points
Oh,
and
15.
22 rebounds.
15 and 22.
4 more points and 3 less.
But Russell has an intangible that's unmatched.
I mean, his defense and rebounding is obviously why he's there. Yeah. I don't know. Do you want? Should we revote?
Are we
and
on
see
the
if it's still
vote?
the same
Are we on the
result?
vote?
I mean, I don't care.
I got Boston.
Yeah.
I was just being goofy earlier, and then everyone else.
Wait, yeah.
I am going Boston.
Ray, you're going with
I'm sticking
Indiana.
with Indy.
3-3 with Wade.
Come on, baby.
Yeah, I'm sticking with the Pacers.
Yeah.
The only thing that's sticking out to me now that I'm focusing on it is sometimes when you have the best player on the floor, that's what carries you to victory. And Larry Bird's the best player on the floor.
By a landslide.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying, but if you play the matchup game, the Pacers do have a chance.
Yeah.
When you go position by position and
Come
just
on,
see
man.
how it would go.
Come on.
There would
Wow.
be.
And Hondo's obviously is an all-time great. I agree. I mean, we all had him on our list, so Alex's point is correct. But I don't know. Can Hondo athletically still have the same exact production in later eras with bigger and more athletic people?
No.
I don't think so. That was my. I mean, obviously Larry's gonna be the best player on the floor, but Jermaine O'Neal is good.
Jermaine
He's
O'Neal,
not a slouch.
he'll get stuff done in the paint.
Jermaine O'Neal cost Michael Jordan the MVP in an All-Star game. I said, forget it.
who?
Jermaine O'Neal cost Michael Jordan the MVP in an All-Star game in his last one.
Hell
Really?
yeah.
Yes.
Represent Indy.
That's right, baby.
Found somebody falling away from 3-point in the corner. Like, what are you doing? My bad.
No, you piqued my interest when you said that.
We talk about All-Star games again.
Tom Chambers, baby.
Nope.
Oh,
Wait, either way, I'm not trying to like rush you along here, but either way, I
I
think
know.
whoever wins is losing next round, in my opinion.
you're probably right.
To my Magic.
Yeah.
Probably.
I won't jump ship. I'll stay on Indiana.
Yeah.
So who won?
Indiana.
Pacers.
Yeah.
Wow, that's an upset to me.
I told all of you that night against Boston, you screwed them over, and here we are.
Okay, if Kevin McHale or KG's in there,
Say that.
they still lose in the first or second round.
Me and Robert tried to warn y'all.
Well, I still think
KG.
think our biggest weakness is point guard, though.
Oh no,
It is.
Yeah, like
That's just a
Oh, I
Boston
agree.
thing.
If you
I
put
think.
KG in there, like you and Robert wanted to, their points per game went down to like 87.
Who I had? Rondo, Allen, Larry, KG, and Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, we got to move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next matchup is the Orlando Magic and the Hornets.
Who set up these matchups? Seriously, Spurs. We get the Spurs.
Well, it's
It's by ranking, like the NCAA tournament. Charlotte is Kemba Walker, Eddie Jones, Glenn Rice, Larry Johnson, and Alonzo Mourning. Orlando is Penny Hardaway, Tracy McGrady, Rashard Lewis, Dwight Howard, and Shaquille O'Neal.
I'm going Orlando.
And a landslide.
Yeah.
Orlando easy.
Okay, that was easy. That was one of the easiest ones.
All right, our next matchup I think will be an interesting one. The Knicks and Hawks. So Atlanta is Pistol Pete, old ISO Joe Johnson, Dominique Wilkins, Drew's real favorite Bob Pettit,
The GOAT.
and Dikembe Mutombo. And the
Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Knicks are Walt Frazier, Bernard King, Carmelo Anthony, Willis Reed, and Patrick Ewing.
I'm going next.
I'm going Knicks.
I'm going Knicks.
So as much as I want to pick
Yeah.
the Hawks, it's definitely the Knicks.
Well, I think the
Yeah.
power forward matchup was such an advantage for the Knicks. It's ridiculous.
You've been going at people today. You know what? Let me look at this.
I mean, I give
Go back
Bob,
around,
I
Drew,
give
put some
Bob
more in
Pettit his props.
Can we
but
back up to the Orlando Charlotte? I'm liking my boy Larry Johnson. He's gonna make Rashad Lewis.
I do want to give props to you guys for putting Bernard King on this list.
He was
Bernard King was a bad dude, man.
He's a
I
bad
like
dude.
Bernard.
Did we talk about Bernard on a second franchise?
The Wizards,
did.
didn't we?
The Wizards, yeah.
Yeah, we talked
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the Wizards too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they still got like
And
20.
actually, he made a nice comeback with
He
them,
did.
too.
His
Yeah,
average
that was
20
after his
games
first
now.
knee injury.
Yeah, that was after that.
He was a
big year.
scoring machine.
Yeah.
All right, our last first round Eastern Conference matchup is the Chicago Bulls and Toronto Raptors. In blowout fashion, I'm going with the Bulls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went- yeah. 4 games.
But I'll tell the teams. The Bulls are Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Elton Brand. You were here for that episode,
I
Mark.
was mad then.
And Artist Gilmore.
Or Grant before him, but okay.
Grant?
Oh, wait a minute.
Grant?
Do you forget
That 14-8 guy? Grant?
Wait. Game 4, Eastern Conference Final, 93.
Talking to your mic.
93. What's my man named? Charles
Smith, yeah.
What happened? He goes up, Grant, Pippen, Jordan, blocking it, throwing it.
Without Pippen and Jordan, Grant's not there because he's not good enough to carry a team anywhere.
Well, no.
That's my
He's not
point.
going to carry a team. No. He's not one of those type guys. But
Brand did. Brand carried a team to the second round of the playoffs.
Who's Grant?
But what about
Never heard of
what about
I think Grant.
what about Dennis Rodman? What about
With
Dennis
the buddy and not knowing.
No, I liked Dennis Rodman. I put him on my top 50 list. But
But anyway, Chicago
He's on the
moved
team.
anyway.
He's
And
on
then
the team.
Toronto is
He's going on again.
Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan, Vince Carter, Siakam, and Bosch down low.
They might be among the worst.
Yes.
Though we'll get some nice.
I have them as my number 15 in the East.
And here's Vince Carter, windmill 360, down 50.
right. But it'll be on ESPN top 10 tonight.
yeah, that
All right. So we move on to the second round in the Western Conference. Drew, would you mind getting rid of the timer ready?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to set our time limit to 5 minutes. I don't know. All right. And we're going with our first second round Western Conference matchup. The Los Angeles Lakers get their first game against the Utah Jazz. So I'll go over these teams again real quick. The Lakers are Magic Johnson, Jerry West, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and Jabbar. Wow.
What a juggernaut.
And Utah is John Stockton, Pistol Pete, Adrian Dantley, the Mailman, and Big Al Jefferson.
Timer started.
You can turn it off.
And timer off. Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, I think it's the
I
Lakers.
think with Magic's going to be a big.
Jazz.
Oh, we're already on Sonics Spurs, bro.
Yeah, we moved on.
We moved on.
I think
Yeah.
just the
Next.
sheer size of Magic might win or be a big factor in some of the matchups moving
Well,
forward.
I think the Jabbar Big Al matchup is a big.
yeah, it's a little mismatch.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But anyway, so let's move on to our second round matchup for the West: the Sonics and the Spurs. The Sonics are again the Glove, Ray Allen, Kevin Durant, Spencer Haywood, and Jack Sikma. San Antonio is Parker, Gervin, Claw, Duncan, and Robinson. Now, before I move on, I do think. Wait, I lost track of who I'm looking at here. Sorry. I do think the Glove has a huge mismatch at point guard, but it's hard to get past Duncan and Robinson.
Well, I think San Antonio wins 2 big guys, but then I think OKC wins 2.
Prime Duncan and Robinson
Then
would be
it comes down to
hard to deal with.
Let me see where's OKC. It will come down to Kevin Durant and Kawhi, who we both younger.
I'm going to give a slight edge to Durant in that matchup. Slight. But Duncan and Robinson.
Because I think,
But
Yeah.
do you think Gervin? You think Gervin can outscore Ray Allen though? I mean, Gervin
I
was
do.
a machine. Yeah.
Yes.
So Gervin,
He's quite a bit. I mean, he's bigger.
Bigger.
yeah.
I agree. Gary Payton's going to win the point
Uncle
guard. I tend to go Gervin at shooting guard.
Yeah.
And
We've seen how Durant and Kawhi play against each other and stuff like that. It's kind of
Duncan and Robinson are going to take theirs.
each one's going to get their own. It seems like.
I just don't think Sigma's going to get anything versus the Admiral.
No, I
not
agree.
prime.
Plus, I mean, just the Spurs got Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
I mean, Tim Duncan's like a top 5-6 player all time. Like,
Even though I will say on Jack Sigma's behalf, because he played in my hometown in Bloomington when he played for Illinois Wesleyan, he ate Wes Unseld up in the finals in '79. They couldn't stop him.
Really?
Yeah, he had him for lunch. That turnaround jumper, just right in his face. No, not faking, not doing nothing. Just ball behind his head. Lighten him up.
I just think the 2 big guys are too much
I
I
agree.
think there would be so many
That's the
offensive
bit-
rebounds for the Spurs.
Because that's the biggest weakness for the Sonics is they're two big guys, and the strength of the Spurs team is they're two big guys. Yeah,
Good
so
point.
that's way too much. As much as Gary Payton's probably going to abuse Tony Parker.
Yeah, I agree with you. Will.
And it's not like they're weak on the guards or on the wing either. San Antonio.
Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
San Antonio.
Yep, I'm going San Antonio.
Yeah, San Antonio.
Yep, Spurs.
All right. How much time do we use there, Drew?
2 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad. All right. So our third matchup here is Portland and the Warriors. So the Golden State Warriors, again, are Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Rick Barry, Nate Thurman, and Wilt Chamberlain against the Portland Trailblazers, which are Damian Lillard, Brandon Roy, Clyde Drexler, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Bill Walton. Although I will say this, I think the Walton-Chamberlain matchup would be hella interesting.
Very intriguing.
Yes.
Very intriguing.
Because there is no huge size advantage. There is no one of them's going to be able to bully the other one. It would be very interesting, I think.
I think Rick Barry and Clyde Drexler would be interesting as well.
Yeah.
Guys that kind of do little different things, but they
also both do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, they're both kind of in the same kind of echelon of where they're at, like as far as their, career accomplishments and where we put them, like in the all-time great status. Like they're kind of in a similar territory.
I think the Clay Brandon Roy matchup is pretty even. So I guess here's my question to you, Mark and Uncle Doug. What do y'all think of the Nate Thurman LaMarcus Aldridge matchup?
I'm gonna go prime Nate Thurman would kill him.
Okay. All right.
Prime Nate Thurman was a bad
He was a
dude.
force.
Yeah, he was a force in his
He was
prime.
huge. Nate
think-
Thurman was.
I think just Curry and
17
Wilt.
17.
I can't get over Steph Curry and Wilt Chamberlain. I got to go Golden State.
And
Yeah.
that team, if we're playing about early 2000 rules, remember, Rick Barry could shoot too.
Oh, yeah.
So he would be part of that long ball assault with Clay and Steph.
So I would say the Warriors.
And you could lob it to Wilt when you.
Lob
when
it.
you
Right.
Yeah.
And Nate's going to grab offensive
You get
rebounds.
Steph, a big guy that he's never had before.
Yeah.
Two of them.
Too, yeah.
Yeah.
Wilt can score. Thurman can grab all the offensive rebounds.
Yeah, I got Golden State.
I got Golden State.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, you got shooting on the 1, 2, and 3, and then just forces underneath.
Two monsters.
and-
Yeah, absolute
As a
forces
child,
underneath.
you'll repeat one of my traumas. Game 7, Golden State, 1975. I thought the Bulls were going to the finals. They was up 7 with about 3 or 4 minutes, and Rick Barry just went to work.
Rick Barry was a bad dude.
And then
Nobody
they
liked
beat, they beat Washington. Washington was heavily favored, and they beat them 4 games to 0.
I think we talked about that in the Rick Barry 50 Greatest Players episode, I think. All right, our final matchup for the second round in the Western Conference is the Dallas Mavericks and the Houston Rockets. Is that right? Am I seeing that right?
Yes.
Okay, the mic stands in my way. All right, the Houston Rockets are James Harden, Clyde Drexler, Tracy McGrady, Moses Malone, and Akeem Olajuwon versus the Dallas Mavericks with Jason Kidd, Luka Doncic, Aguirre, Dirk, and Porzingis. I believe in another place where we have a huge advantage down low.
It's the Rockets.
It's the Rockets.
It's the Rockets.
Yeah, I'm just going to stop the timer now. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's move on.
It's not.
All right, to the second round in the Eastern Conference. The 76ers get their first matchup of the tournament against the Nets. This is not good.
the one team we said we didn't want them to play.
Yeah, because the matchup here is ugly.
Brooklyn.
The Brooklyn Nets are Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, Dr. J, Kevin Durant, and Coleman
Against
the 76ers, which are Allen Iverson, Dr. J, Charles Barkley, Moses Malone, and Wilt Chamberlain.
I get Philly all the way. It's not close. Well, 4 games to 2 if they were playing in an actual series. And I love Durant. And you talk about a younger Dr. J too.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 of your all-time favorite players, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably fill Mark and Buddy in on our conversation the other day on why we thought this was a bad matchup.
Well, because nobody, and I repeat, nobody on Philadelphia can shoot, and they also are bigger and more plotting. While the other team can fly up and down the floor, they have shooting, they have athleticism, and that's why we thought it was a bad matchup.
Just looking at the roster, that kind of just flashed through my head too. I'm like looking and trying to see Like we talked about earlier, like with the best player on the floor, how they can just kind of take over the game and stuff like that. And then you're looking and at the Nets there.
Who do you have as the best player on the floor?
I mean, it's got to be Wilt, doesn't it?
Moses, maybe.
I got
I'm
Moses.
just looking at the
Wilt's I mean, they're both on the same team, though.
Right.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Philadelphia is undoubtedly more talented, but I think they don't fit well as a team at all.
That's what it's kind of like Minnesota, how they
They
have
have-
the three bigs, but one of them's just kind of lost in the confusion, having to play a wing position, and
Yeah.
you know, it's,
I guess the question you're asking yourself is, can the Nets get enough easy baskets in transition and hit enough threes to negate the offensive rebounding and
all
the
day.
70% from the field that Philadelphia is going to shoot against them? Because they cannot guard the big guys at all.
who's all day?
Moses, Charles, and Wilt down low.
But here's the trick.
Brooklyn's not getting a rebound.
With Philadelphia being so ungodly terrible at shooting, they can literally just zone up the paint and just all of them can hover around the paint.
Can the
And,
Nets?
I mean, the Sixers have no passing, no shooting, and no perimeter defense.
I don't disagree, but I even with zoning up, they're so small.
Oh no, they are. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying I think that would at least help them out. I mean, if there's 5 people sitting in the paint, it's gonna help you. I mean,
I think another big thing, are the Nets going to be able to shoot good enough from 3 in the whole 7-game series to beat the
yeah,
Sixers?
because that would be the deal breaker.
Will Brooklyn get any rebounds?
No,
Well, that's what we were discussing. No,
no.
not a lot.
Barkley, Moses, and Wilt.
We talk about
I mean, like,
the greatest
no rebounds.
history of the game.
The offensive rebounding would be out of this world.
No.
I mean, we're literally talking about the greatest offensive rebounder of all time being on this team,
right.
And that was
Honestly,
You don't have anyone to box him out.
if
Yeah.
if the Nets didn't have Coleman, I think I might push the Nets. But just on pure talent, I gotta go Philadelphia.
Is
I'm going
Philly
Philly.
going to score every time down the floor?
close to it.
Close
They
to it.
could, yeah.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I'm saying?
they're not going to hit any 3. Maybe Iverson may hit 1 of 4 threes that night,
I was
but
going to say Iverson's going to take every shot.
That's why I said no facilitating.
wait a minute.
But then a bunch of offensive rebounds.
Not with Wilt on the team.
Well, we'll get the rebound.
Okay. Yeah. Wilt and Moses will get the rebound.
You know, the efficient. He scored 20 points on 3 of 25 shooting and 14 free throws. So I don't know. I look at that and I think Philly's literally going to score every time down the floor. And if they don't score, they're going to get the rebound and
Try
score.
again.
But, yeah, but I do like the fact that you have Durant outside to be able to shoot the threes because I don't see them coming out on the perimeter.
Yeah, I mean
Philly,
Durant, Durant and Kidd will get
That's-
not Kidd. Durant and Vince will get a lot of open looks from 3.
And
Yes.
I mean, I think they're going to knock some down, but they can't do it consistently enough to win 4 games against this team. I mean, I just think I'll take my chances with the guys who are shooting 70% from inside over and over than these guys having to do it 4 nights. I mean,
Yeah,
Nets
I mean,
needed a really big dominant center, but they just
Yeah.
didn't have
and
it.
No, we were choosing between like Coleman and Brooke Lopez and
Right.
guys.
We
We weren't
didn't
looking. We didn't have a Olajuwon or Ewing or somebody to put on
Coleman
there.
was the best option.
Yeah, I mean,
time is
yeah.
up, by the way.
Okay.
I'm going to go Philly.
Philly.
I
Really?
think we all said Philly.
All right, Philly it is. I mean, they were the number 1 seed for a reason. So our next matchup is Bucks Heat, which I also think is another interesting matchup. But the Bucks are Moncrief, Ray Allen, Big Dog Robinson, Giannis, and Jabbar, and the Heat are Dwayne Wade, Jimmy Butler, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Lonzo Mourning.
That's interesting. That is interesting.
Defense.
I'm going to go Bucks right with it.
I will second that motion.
There's I think the big men for the Bucks overwhelm the big men for the Heat. Even though I do like the big men for the Heat, they're not trash by any means. But there's a big disparity at small forward.
Yeah, but I think
I think
the other 4 positions, I mean, not point guard, but I think Sidney Moncrief is going to D up D Wade. Like, I think just because he's so good
That's going to
defensively.
be interesting.
I mean, I think,
They're both very similar sized. They're both yeah.
but I think,
Milwaukee Ray Allen.
yeah. Milwaukee Ray Allen, I think, will take Jimmy Butler.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
we know Giannis and Kareem are going to take Bosh and Alonzo, I think. So
Man, a young
don't- I-
Kareem was a bad dude.
I don't see
Telling you.
Bosch stopping Giannis,
No.
and I could see Giannis just shutting him down all game.
I don't know. I was thinking you might put Giannis on LeBron and put Big Dog on Bosh. I think you could get away with it because I don't think Bosh isn't going to punish Big Dog. I mean, he might shoot over top of him, but he's not going to punish him. And Giannis have a better stance.
Got LeBron and Wade on the team. He's going to defer
Yeah.
like he did when.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's not going to be the number one option or the second option. Maybe even the third. You might have Jimmy be the third
Is
option.
this the best version of LeBron James, the Miami version?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, the Cleveland. Well,
I don't know.
I always, though I'm not a LeBron fan, that rundown on Andre Iguodala, one of the greatest players in NBA history.
It is pretty awesome.
I think I got to go with Milwaukee.
I was on I-55.
Yeah, I think I'm going
That
Milwaukee.
happened.
I'm going Bucks.
I'm going Bucks.
That's a very tough matchup.
Fuck you, LeBron.
I'll say, as good as LeBron is, I still think Kareem's the best player on the floor.
Me too.
So we just now LeBron.
That
Both
might be
teams,
our
both
age
LeBron's teams are
prejudice.
done.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Wow. We literally just took a giant shit on Dwayne Wade and LeBron and Bosh and Butler. Didn't even talk about Mourning. That was
Pretty solid. Pretty solid center.
And that wasn't even,
disrespectful
I don't even think that was the best version of Mourning.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, I think Alonzo Mourning is a really good player. He's a Hall of Famer and stuff. He's like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Not
like
Afro
yeah.
Kareem
We're talking Morning at 17 and 8. That's what his stats were with the Heat versus Jabbar's 30 and 15.
What was right?
almost double in both stats.
Yeah. With an unstoppable skyhook.
And that I don't think that Chris Bosh can guard Giannis.
No way.
MVP on it. I mean, just now.
He'll
I
foul
mean,
out in the first 10 minutes of the game.
I just don't see it. And Alex, you brought up a good point. If they have Giannis guard LeBron, I mean, you'll have Kareem standing in the.
I mean, he stands a better chance of doing it than Big Dog does.
yeah,
Yeah.
he'll slow him down a little bit. A little bit.
All right. Well, I guess we move on to our next matchup. The Pacers and the Magic. The Pacers are PG-13, Reggie Miller, George McGinnis, Jermaine O'Neal, and Mel Daniels versus the Orlando Magic of Penny Hardaway, Tracy McGrady, Rashard Lewis, Dwight Howard, and Shaquille O'Neal, and I picked the Magic.
Right.
Got the Magic.
Ray, Johnny, start.
A long way.
Hey, we got you the second round.
We got you the second round, Ray.
Y'all got you upset Boston, Ray. Come on now.
I'm not contesting that. Shaq's a beast.
Just the size,
Yeah, Shaq
size of
versus
that
Mel
team.
Daniels would be a mismatch.
Yeah.
And then
who's
it power forward?
Dwight and Jermaine O'Neal. That'd be interesting. The Penny PG-13 matchup would honestly be kind of interesting.
It'd be fun to watch.
But
Sorry, young Penny would.
It's just
would
it's
take-
Shaq
would
and
have him for-
McGrady that
Young-
just
Yeah.
going to kill.
Young, young
But yeah,
Penny.
before Penny got hurt.
Before Penny got hurt, I would love to have seen his career and Grant Hill's career before.
we
got hurt.
talk about that all the time.
Man.
Yes.
That's what we talked
Yes.
I agree.
I'm
Yes.
telling you, Penny was athletic, magic, could shoot better though. He could shoot better. He was a better offensive player, and as good as he had eyes also in the back of his head.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
All right. In 90s playoff fashion, we have a Bulls-Knicks matchup, guys.
Ooh, yeah.
The Bulls, again, are Derrick Rose, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Elton Brand, and Artis Gilmore against the New York Knicks that are Walt Frazier, Bernard King, Carmelo Anthony, Willis Reed, and Patrick Ewing. It's an interesting matchup. I think Mark's going to the Bulls. Surprise, surprise.
I'm going Bulls. They got Michael
They
Jordan.
got Michael Jordan.
Yeah. I think
I
MJ
mean,
makes
Didn't you just compliment Bernard King last time?
I did, and I love Bernard King. I do, but
He ain't MJ.
he ain't MJ.
MJ. Yeah.
What about Melo, man? Melo's better than Pippen.
Now you know I'm not.
Get the hell out of here.
I detest Melo. I almost feel about Melo like you feel about Bob Cousy. Almost, not quite. I'm not as murderous, but
That's fair.
I don't want to shoot him or nothing. But
Hey, man. I mean, in all reality, the deciding factor is that Scottie Pippen's the greatest player of all time. Just ask him; he'll tell you.
Well, he will tell you.
I mean, I think the Bulls would win, but I think it's going to be a nice physical matchup.
It would be a game.
It would. I mean, they're not going to blow out the Knicks, but I think
The Knicks
No,
have a very
nobody.
loaded team.
Yeah, the Knicks do have a very good team, and a Willis Reed, Patrick Ewing front court is pretty nice. I mean,
I agree. And they were centers who could shoot.
yeah.
They both could shoot.
If it wasn't for Artis Gilmore, I'd be like, ooh, that's a really bad matchup for the Bulls down low. But Artis Gilmore was a bad dude too.
He was strong.
A lot of
Strong.
talking about before injury. You know, we just talked about Penny and Grant Hill, Derrick Rose too.
Yeah, Derrick Rose is an exciting dude too.
Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
about the athleticism in this backcourt.
It's
prime Derrick
insane.
Rose, prime MJ, prime Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there
Well,
a more
one of the
athletic
reasons
backcourt on
that
here?
Maybe
Willis
in Orlando, but
was
I mean, Penny and T-Mac, not Rashard Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about a couple of things like some pretty athletic backcourts, but yeah.
one of the things that made Willis Reed so effective against Wilt was Willis Reed could pull him out the paint because he had a nice little mid-range jumper.
Mm-hmm.
Wilt had to come outside. So Willis Reed he might be a small problem, but I think the Bulls will get him.
There's this guy named Elton Brand. I would D that motherfucker. You set me up for it. I could not say it, Mark.
I got you, Wade. I got you.
I got a surprise for you next round, Mark. Just
All
wait.
right, we got a Western Conference third round here, gentlemen. We're getting to the nitty gritty. We might start using our 5 minutes now. And this,
we only came close once. We did one time. Other than that,
it was
Which
the
one was
Pacers.
it?
And was it the Pacers or was it the one?
no, it was the It was the Sixers and the Nets. That was a long.
oh
discussion
yeah,
we had.
yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, our first matchup in the third round is the Lakers and Spurs. The
They did have
Lakers,
some classic battles.
Magic, West Bryant, Shaq, and Jabbar versus
That's
the
a cheat
Spurs. The Spurs, Parker, Gervin, Claw, Duncan, and the Admiral.
Let's go in the paint. Let's go down in the paint.
I mean, it's one of the best matchups we've talked about. I mean, these teams we've talked about these teams just dominating everybody in the paint. Now they're playing each other.
Yeah.
I am going to go Lakers.
Well, I mean, Magic is such a fucking mismatch. It's
Magic
ridiculous.
is a big mixed match.
Well, just to play devil's advocate, I'm gonna throw something at you. I'm not
Okay.
saying I'm going this direction. Just to play devil's advocate.
You're gonna put Kawhi on Magic, aren't you?
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
I could though. You probably should have asked. I'm just joking. Magic. Okay, where was I at? Okay, just to throw an argument out there. What's Magic's weakness? Quickness. What's
Yeah.
Tony Parker's greatest ability?
Quickness.
Okay. What's Jerry West's weakness in this matchup? He's
Size.
small. What's George Gervin? Tall and long. Who would be one guy that could match up and play defense on Kobe? The Claw. What two guys could actually match up with Jabbar and Shaq? Probably Robinson and Tim Duncan. Just an idea.
I disagree with one thing you said.
What? Which
I
one?
agree with most of what you said. I don't think Tim Duncan can match up with Kareem.
I don't think either one of them could stop each other. To be honest, we're talking about like the second and sixth greatest player of all time. They're gonna do what they do. To be honest, in my opinion. I mean, I had Jabbar as the second greatest player ever on my list.
We probably
so I'm
have
not gonna argue that.
5 or 6 of the 10 greatest players of all time on the court right now.
We do.
And see, I'm looking at this from not necessarily player versus player.
Yeah.
I'm looking at what the Lakers would do. They would blast up and down the court. I think they would beat you down the court. While Magic don't have the quickness to match up with Parker.
Shaq would be dead at half court if they were running down like that. That dude,
And this is older Jabbar who didn't really.
But younger Shaq, right?
This is Lakers Shaq.
Lakers Shaq. but
Lakers
he
Shaq.
still moved better than what you thought he did, though, in
yeah,
LA.
but he's not going to do that fast pace.
No, he won't do
There-
that.
There would not be showtime with this team because
They could do it when they needed to.
I think
Magic could push it and get it out to
Magic,
Kobe or
Kobe,
West.
right.
Kobe, and Jerry could do a break, and the other two could wait.
Yeah.
Because Jerry could spot up and
the other
shoot.
thing,
Jerry
guys,
could
Jerry
shoot.
West can shoot.
Yeah.
He can shoot the rock.
But then, yeah,
Kobe would love to run with Magic.
I am sure he
Attack
would.
Yeah.
the rim.
Especially young Kobe. That,
Especially, you talk about
more
Kobe
athletic.
with a pass first Magic.
yeah.
number 8 Kobe.
Yes.
Number 8.
Fro Kobe.
Yes.
See, I always thought short hair Kobe was better than Fro Kobe. Fro Kobe was more athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a crazy. I think people kind of forget how crazy athletic he was when he first
Right.
came in.
Yeah.
People always think of him in his like early 30s, late 20s when he's just shooting a lot of mid-range fadeaways and
Looking like Michael Jordan.
yeah, getting to the basket when he had
Kobe
to.
was freaky.
Young
athletic.
Kobe was he was a freak of nature athletic.
All right. How much time we got left, Drew?
Oh shoot, let me look.
Way to keep track of time.
We
Drew.
got a minute 30. Well, it will go off if I don't see
okay.
it. It will.
All right. Well, let's get our votes in. We've talked.
Lakers.
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 Probably the Lakers.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to see the
Make a
Spurs
good
go,
point.
because I did like the Spurs
I think it
team.
would be
Are the
a
Lakers in
great
the
series to
finals?
watch.
It would.
I would love to watch.
Western Conference Finals.
Western Conference Final.
I just think Shaq and Kareem.
Well,
I mean,
then
how do you get past Shaq and
I'll
Kareem?
put my breaking. Nah, well.
I mean, and we're not even talking about Kobe and Magic Johnson.
Our second matchup is Warriors Rockets. This is another bloodbath, guys. Houston is Harden, Drexler, T-Mac, Moses, and Akeem. Versus who am I going again? Sorry, the Warriors.
Golden State.
Curry, Clay, Barry, Thurman, and Wilt.
This is a
Oh
matchup.
my God.
Oh, this is
Wilt
a game
versus
7.
Akeem. You talking about Thurman versus what's up?
But you know what? I'm going to end it. This is a game 7. These two guys, this is game 7. But guess what? Houston has James Harden. As a matter of fact, if I'm the GM of Houston, I would say, Alex, you want to play? Harden ran into an unfortunate accident. I'm sorry.
Game 7
I mean-
itis, dude.
As much as I laughed at that, Mark, he's got a solid point. I mean,
Does not show
Harden
up
is a
in the
choke
big
artist.
games.
I mean, there's no way around it.
And watch this. And in one of the games, he's going to score 48. Probably game 2 or 3. He's going to score 48.
That's right.
And everybody going to go, wow. And Daryl Morey's like, oh, I know I did the right thing. Right.
And then in Game 7,
Game 7.
he's going to go 2 for 20
2 for
with
20.
7 turnovers.
Yep.
But on the other side, wasn't Wilt the choke artist?
Yes. He's gonna not hit free throws. He's
Yeah.
not, and he wasn't great in games like that. But they do get Steph. Oh my God!
I mean, Steph's
raising go up. Raising quiet so far.
Steph has a history of coming up small in big moments too. Let's not act like he doesn't.
Okay, but
Clay just came up short last year.
2022.
Clay is not even.
2022.
We're not talking about this Clay. We're talking about pre-injury Clay.
But who doesn't come up small? Who thrives in big moments? Rick Barry.
Rick will show up. Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
did.
would
He's
like
great.
to watch Rick and T-Mac go at each other.
Yeah.
This would
That would be good.
But
That would be
here's
fun.
another one,
That'd be
man.
good.
Olajuwon is also a bad dude.
All of them.
Yeah.
If you just
Yeah.
look at the single matchups, the point guard versus point guard, all of them are pretty intriguing, really.
I mean, when Olajuwon got his chance, he took advantage. When Michael was
Yeah,
gone, he took advantage and he got
Yeah, I mean, 2 Finals MVPs,
2 finals.
He's got
an
a
MVP.
defense player of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the weakness in Golden State? What's their weakness?
Clay's probably there.
No, this is game 6. Clay. This is pre-injury Clay, right?
Yeah, so he's gonna be able to play defense.
Yeah.
But I still think Clyde's gonna get. I mean, I think Clyde Drexler, is even prime Clay, I think will still get baskets on him. Deb, what
And
are
other than Will, we all can go to the free throw line. Curry, Clay, Barry.
Deb,
He said we. He said we.
Deb, what are Moses' numbers in Houston?
24-15.
24 and 15.
This is prime Moses when he was going to finals in Houston.
He got 2. I think he got 2 of his MVPs with Houston.
Mm-hmm.
He was 79 MVP and 82 MVP.
I mean, I don't think I'm saying anything blasphemous here. I mean, Moses is a little bit of a mismatch against Nate Thurman.
I'll say, yeah.
I think
yeah.
Moses is a little
Olajuwon
bit
and
better,
Moses is hard to get past.
but
That's hard.
I still think Thurman's better than what we think he is. I think Moses will still beat him, but I think Thurman's better than what we think.
Thurman's 17 and 17.
Well, they played against each other, didn't they?
Yeah, but they did. But Thurman was at the end
Oh,
of his
okay.
career. He was at the very
Moses was
end.
a little later than Thurman.
Right.
I mean, everybody in this room put Moses in the top 10 centers of all time. Nobody put Nate Thurman
No,
there.
yeah, I agree. Like I said, I think Moses will beat him, but I think it's closer than what we all think it is. And I think
Has anybody said their vote yet?
Let me look.
I'm taking the Rockets.
We've got a minute left, by the way.
I'm leaning
So
that way, Ray. I'm leaning.
I'm going with Golden State.
Ooh, this is
I think I'm
tough.
going to go with the Warriors.
Well, I honestly, I was gonna go with Houston, but Mark's point is really pulling at me.
Which one? I'm sorry.
James
Harden.
Harden choking.
Because he's going to choke. He might. No. He's going to choke.
But on this team, all he has to do is pass the ball. He doesn't have to.
James
score.
Harden passed the ball away.
And he's not going to pass it. And Moses and Elijah is going to give him bad looks.
This may hurt you.
I mean, really, Harden, all you got to do is shoot over Steph Curry, so it's whatever.
I mean,
No. Steph is a better defensive player now.
yeah, but here's the thing: he's
against
better.
Harden.
He's closer to average than dog shit. But here's the thing, Mark: there's nobody to hide Steph on anymore because we're playing against all-time greats.
All right, time's up. We got a vote.
All right, here's our vote.
It's time up.
Go around the room.
Houston.
Warriors.
Houston.
Warriors.
Houston.
Warriors.
Fuck you. Man, I'm struggling. Yeah, I knew it was. It's a conspiracy. All right. Man, I'm gonna go
H-Town, baby. Come on.
Golden State.
Elijah and Moses go down.
Oh, that's rough. That's
No,
rough.
they were both great teams.
They were. That was crazy good matchups. Both those games,
was.
those matchups were good matchups.
Neither one was a bad
Lakers
answer.
Warriors is
Yeah.
the Western Conference Finals.
You know,
Yes.
later Ray's going to be building these teams and playing it on
Yeah.
2K.
2K.
All
He's
right,
gonna put
well,
Harden up at 99 on Curry.
He's gonna put Harden his clutch rating at the 99. Yeah.
now we're gonna have to go with these really big Eastern Conference matchups. Sorry, I couldn't think of the Eastern Conference for a second. Now the first matchup is 76ers Bucks. So
Is that Jennifer Aniston?
yes,
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
She's been naked on the screen.
Milwaukee is Moncrief, Ray Allen, Big Dog, Giannis, and Jabbar, while the 76ers are Iverson, Dr. J, Barkley, Moses, and Wilt.
Okay, Milwaukee can pack the paint and get rebounds on them.
This is
this
Milwaukee Kareem, right?
Yes.
When I'm first looking at this, I'm kind of leaning towards Milwaukee.
I'm going Milwaukee.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm leaning towards Milwaukee.
I think they're
I mean,
because of the reasons we said last time with the 76ers, but this time they don't have Coleman and Durant in the paint. They have Jabbar and Giannis plus Moncrief and
and you
Ray
had
Allen.
Cindy Moncrief on AI, so he's gonna be bigger than him. He's already a good defender.
I am gonna go, and I hate to do this because I love Dr. J, but I'm gonna go Milwaukee.
I think they're
Yeah,
better.
I do think I think Drew's right. I think the deciding factor for me here is I think Moncrief will give Iverson problems.
I think the Bucks fit. They
Yeah.
fit better.
For
Yeah.
me,
And
the
AI's
deciding
already-
factor was Kareem. I remember back in the mid '80s, even late '80s, when they asked him who was the greatest player at that time, he said Kareem was the greatest player.
Well, this is also Philly Wilt and Milwaukee Jabbar. They played against each other. We know what that is.
Right.
Um,
Well, no, they did. I mean, he played against the Lakers.
oh, he played against the
Yeah.
Lakers.
Lakers
Wilt. You're
Wilt,
right.
and he
You're
was
right. Lakers
older.
Wilt, not Philly.
I mean, it was they had some battles. They had some absolute battles.
But, I mean, AI is already so inefficient as it is, and you add a great defender on him. I mean, it's gonna be even worse than what it already is. And there's no shooting for Philly. Like, we're just gonna pack the paint.
There's no shooting, there's no passing, and no perimeter defense.
no.
It's just
I'm gonna go Milwaukee. I agree.
Yeah, I think I'm
got
convinced
Milwaukee.
it's Milwaukee.
Well, I initially had Philly, but you guys swung me. I'll go Milwaukee.
Milwaukee made it that far. I like it.
Yeah, I thought that a sneaky team if they got the right section.
All right, now we move to the final matchup in this round. Bulls Magic. The Bulls again are Rose, MJ, Pippen, Brand, and Gilmore, while the Magic are Penny, T-Mac, Lewis, Dwight, and Shaq. Mark, I wonder who you're going to pick.
I'm going with the Bulls.
Alex, I wonder who you were gonna pick.
I believe because the Bulls actually played against the prime Magic players. They played
No.
against prime Shaq, prime
Penny.
Penny, which are the which
brought this for you. This is why they're going to beat the match.
So for you who can't see, Wade just threw an Elton Brand jersey on Mark.
And I brought one for myself.
Well, I guess here's my thing, Mark. You're right. They did play against them, and that's the team that gave them bunches of problems,
but they beat them.
and they beat them.
They did. They beat out of shape Michael Jordan.
Uh-huh.
They didn't beat in shape Michael Jordan.
But here's my other thing.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have to vehemently disagree with what Wade just did. Brand is not a mismatch against Dwight Howard. Mark agreed with me.
Here's how I break it down. Okay, I say Shaq's gonna get Gilmore.
Okay.
All right. I think Howard gets Brand. So
Okay.
we're even.
Well,
Scotty-
No, it's 2-0.
That's
Dad.
2-0.
That's 2-0.
Sorry. Yeah. Shaq and Howard. Pippen's going to
I know
get
where he's
Rashard
going.
Lewis.
Yeah.
MJ's going to get T-Mac as much as I like T-Mac. So it comes down to Rose and Penny. And I like Penny. So I'm going Orlando.
Oh, Uncle Doug! Uncle Doug!
Sorry, Mark.
I mean, if we break it down like that, I think Penny could. I mean, we're talking about both of them are athletic. I mean, Penny's bigger. I think
Prime Penny is better than Prime D Rose. I don't think that's blasphemous.
I agree with that.
I think T-Mac would still give Jordan fits, just with his defense. Okay, no, seriously, I really do. He's super long, he's super athletic, but yes, does Jordan still win the matchup? Calm down. Get the AED, get the AED out, Mark's having.
But I agree with what you're saying.
I just really love the length and the athleticism of the Magic.
He needs to use Copas.
Oh my god! You need to go outside.
Here's my other thing, Mark. The Bulls don't have any shooting either, and T-Mac and Rashard Lewis can shoot.
Jordan was mid-range. They don't have no three-point shooting.
Right. Because we also gave them a non-shooting point guard. So
D Rose, who was going to attack the rim.
Yes.
against Shaq and Dwight.
Well, I mean,
And this
beating them
is-
down the floor.
They're both young, athletic, big.
I just really like the size and the length and the athleticism of the Magic.
I'm saying a lot of the Magic played together. I mean, Rashad and Dwight played together, and Penny and Shaq played
Jordan
together.
and Pippen played together and won 6 championships. That's a little good
They
teamwork.
played together too.
I guess my biggest question after listening to all of that is, I guess, what makes Penny better than Prime D Rose? What did he do that was better than D Rose?
Dish the ball, I think.
He's a better playmaker, yeah.
By the numbers, I don't think it's a large margin difference if you go by their prime. Like, I mean, Penny, it might have beat him by a little bit, but D Rose
Was MVP of the league.
yeah, an average
That's
like
true.
25 points per game, and Penny was averaging like 18 or 19. And I think D Rose
Playing
is more athletic than
second
Penny.
fiddle.
I think Penny's bigger. I think D Rose is more athletic.
The way he could finish around the rim was ridiculous. I think the finishing with Rose and MJ is just upper echelon of the whole, teams. But I mean, at the same time, you got Shaq and Dwight down there too. I don't know. I'm kind of hung up on this one myself.
Yeah. And as far as 3-point shooting goes, D Rose, Jordan, and Pippen, none of them were great 3-point shooters. But they were okay. I mean, they could hit a few.
They could hit a few. They could hit a few timely ones.
Penny was not a better shooter than really any of them, and T-Mac was a great mid-range shooter, but his 3-point shooter was okay, but he wasn't great at it. Rashard was a great 3-point shooter.
Rashard was a great
About
three-point shooter. T-Mac was not a great three-point shooter, but he was better than all three of those guys.
I bet him and Pippins is about pretty exact the same production. I bet it's close.
Time's up.
And,
time.
and by production levels, Dwight and Elton Brand are actually pretty close. I don't think it's really that big of a difference. And they're actually not that big of a size difference. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, we got to vote.
Right?
Bulls.
Bulls.
Magic.
Orlando.
Bulls.
Magic.
Bulls. I just think the athleticism there, man.
The power of the jersey, Mike.
In all reality, I love the Magic, but we probably made the right pick there. Just it's Jordan. So that moves us to the Western Conference Finals, where we now have 10 minutes
Oh, we have 10 minutes to talk.
Gonna be a battle.
to talk about these or these two matchups. Sorry, can't get my stuff straight while I type at the same time. So the matchup in the Western Conference is the Lakers and the Warriors.
This is the conference finals?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Lakers, Warriors. So Magic, Steph, West, Clay, Kobe, Rick Barry, Thurmond and Shaq, Wilt and Jabbar. Mark is hyperventilating over here.
I think this is younger Wilt versus older Jabbar.
That's true, actually.
This is the Jabbar that does not rebound. He needs a power forward.
Well, he's got it.
He's got Shaq.
He's got Shaq.
Oh, well,
He's got Shaq.
who's going up against Thurman. I don't think Shaq will throw him around like a rag doll, but I think the advantage is Shaq. Magic is still the greatest point guard, while Curry is the greatest shooter that God ever made.
I think Jerry West and Clay are pretty close.
They're just both going to run around and shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
what they're
that's
gonna
their
do.
roles on these teams. Just shoot.
Curry and Magic are so different. It's hard to
Totally
compare them.
different. Yeah,
They don't do anything the same.
Yeah, absolutely different.
I agree. Shaq's going to get Thurman, but I think young Wilt against older Jabbar. I think Wilt has the advantage on that one. But then you got Kobe and Barry. Obviously, you lean Kobe, at least initially. I lean Kobe. That's tough, though. I think it comes down to who's better in that series between Curry and Magic.
I mean, if we still, as long as we don't
Magic.
take old Kareem, I don't think it's too bad. I mean,
I
because
know. That's true. That's
the beginning years, Kareem was still that guy.
I mean, he won like couple MVPs.
He won a couple.
there.
I mean, his first
Yeah.
couple years there, he wasn't.
Right.
I mean, he won his last regular season MVP in '80. He's 10 years in then, and he won his last NBA Final MVP in '85.
It's like when was the first year he came to LA, Alex?
75.
So yeah, I mean, he's there for.
Right.
Oh yeah, I mean he was still great when he
Yeah.
was there.
But you're all right. He doesn't rebound in LA, like you said. He needs, but he's got Shaq.
And his first before Magic arrived, it was just Kareem in LA.
Isn't this the Wilt that averaged like 40 and 25 or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's very athletic. He hasn't put on the weight yet. So he runs up and down the floor. That's when like he breaks like the world long jump record and like all sorts of stupid stuff.
He's just dumb athletic.
Yeah.
I think here's what's sticking out to me personally. Obviously, you look at the teams. I initially lean Lakers. Obviously, just look at the team. But there's one thing that the Golden State could do that could blow the series wide open, and that is shoot the ball. Curry, Clay, and Barry, if they get hot, I don't think they could beat anyone at any time.
And just think if Barry had that green like Steph and Clay has
Yeah.
now.
And that would be one area where the
Man.
Lakers would West is a very good shooter, but Magic really wasn't. Kobe wasn't a great three-point shooter. He obviously was a great mid-range shooter. And obviously Shaq and Jabbar ain't shooting threes. Like that would be the deciding factor, I think, would be three-point shooting. And then, yeah.
What do you think the matchups look like in the backcourt? Like,
Well, I don't think Magic's guarding Steph.
so you think Magic's guarding Clay?
They're all kind of smaller, quick guys.
Yeah.
For the Golden State, it's kind of tricky.
I mean, I do think he would have more success against Clay than he would against Steph.
What would you put?
Oh,
what,
yeah, I agree
what
with
you
that.
put West
Yeah, you
on
probably-
Steph?
You would have to put West on Steph.
Clay and Steph both, their off-ball movement is insane.
Steph's is so crazy that
they-
you can't have
they're nuts.
Magic doing that. So you'd have
No.
to do Clay's more than that.
I mean, Clay is more of a spot-up shooter,
Yeah,
but
so
he
you-
does run around a lot.
And Kobe would probably follow Rick around.
Yeah.
So
unless you want to put, because Kobe's probably the best defender of the
Yeah,
three.
right.
So unless you
Thinking
want,
him on
unless you
Clay.
want to put him on,
Whichever one
Clay,
starts getting
or, I mean,
hot,
Curry,
or
I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put him on Steph.
whichever one starts getting hot, you put Kobe on. Or if you just want to take your chances with Clay, if you want Kobe just to lock down Steph and just let the other two, let Clay beat you and
Okay.
Rick Barry.
Let's say it's 2 minutes to go. The game is tied 111 to 111. Who has the advantage then?
Lakers with Shaq.
I think Kobe.
No, they would just foul Shaq.
No, that's true.
But then they would turn around and foul Wilt.
Right.
That's true.
So the game's
I think
Be
at that
boing,
point, the difference is Magic. Because I think he'll make the right decision and get the right person the ball.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, I think really if the game's on the line and I'm the Warriors, I'm putting the ball in Rick Barry's hands. I'm not putting the ball in Steph's hands.
Well, you could have Curry and Clay waiting
In the wings.
for a pass.
Yep.
Yeah.
If someone comes to help off to Barry, if Barry beats his man, and then you're going to leave Steph and Clay wide open for threes if Barry can beat his man.
So
Yeah.
we were talking
Like-
about Magic guarding him, and you said
Yeah.
the weakness,
But
And then it comes down, can Rick Barry get off a one-on-one? Can he blow past whoever we have guarding him at that point?
I mean, they'd probably run on a pick and roll, and then they'd see where it goes from there.
I mean, and Barry is the best passer on on their team.
Barry was. Another thing that I keep coming back to is how much better is Shaq going to be than Thurman? Are
It's
we-
true.
I mean, what those?
I'm not. I don't. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to think of like his numbers. Weren't they what 34? Like those. I mean, those finals years when he was when Shaq wanted. I mean, those those
the year
3
against
years,
the Nets, it was like 36 and 18.
Which I mean, they didn't
Yeah.
really have a center, but I mean, like the year he's playing against defensive player Mutombo, he did whatever he wanted.
We just watched that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, when Shaq wanted to in those playoffs, he did whatever he wanted. He did whatever he had to win those 3 years.
Yeah, but going against Mutombo and
I must say there. I mean, I think Thurman's probably like I said last time against Moses. I think Thurman will hold his own better than what we think, but at the same time, I think Shaq will do.
I think we all agreed Shaq's going to win that match.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter by how much. It's kind of my
I
question.
mean, I know we're going by listed weights, but we're literally talking about 100-pound difference on their listed weights.
is Thurman really that much smaller than him?
that's crazy. It's like a small house.
Yeah.
You're just guarding a small house.
Would it be more beneficial to put Wilt on Shaq and then have Thurman and Jabbar guard each other?
They play the same amount.
I think that might-
Jabbar and Thurman.
I mean, Shaq and Wilt would go at it. They
Yeah.
would. They're the two most physically dominant players we've ever seen.
Their
And that's at
egos.
least good for 2 techs.
yeah. And that matchup would be fun. to
Neither one will
watch.
back down from the other one.
Yeah.
No, they both have giant egos. They both want to
Giant
best the other
ego.
one.
And they're both in probably their primes at this point. I mean, they're.
yeah.
So then, how much is Kareem going to beat?
we're back to the same question. Just how much better is Kareem than Thurman now?
See, I still think
Yeah.
Kareem is going to get his.
No, I agree.
Thurman.
I think Kareem had trouble with like shorter, more powerful centers like
He's West Unsold.
Unsell or like Moses Malone. He had trouble with Moses, but
How many times is Thurman going to be able to stop the skyhook?
None.
Zero.
yeah.
Magic
Zero.
just dumping the ball.
about as many times as I could stop it. 0.
Come on, you're good for 1 or 2, dude. Come on. Give yourself some credit.
Yeah, come on, Mark. Give the Chi-Town hustle, man.
Yeah, come on, man.
How much time we got left?
Minute 30.
I still think it just comes down to 3-point shooting.
And if you're just going to go by 3-point shooting, Golden State's going to blow them out of the water.
No, I mean, like, I think in order for Golden State to beat the Lakers,
They have to shoot well.
they have to shoot very
So
well.
again, we're coming back to like one of our
But
others.
they are the team that could do it.
They're, not only are they the team that do it, but it fits into the Lakers' weakness.
Yes.
Uh,
But But then you just look at the Lakers and it's like, well, I mean, I'm just trying to do like different scenarios and matchups and things that would like realistically happen.
What around in my head, watching the game on TV, seeing what it looks like.
You think if Golden State just did the run and gun, just they could just? I think they would eventually, tire out old man Jabbar and Shaq, and I don't know. It's just interesting.
Every time I want to just give it to Golden State, I think of Kobe.
I just think of the combination of Jabbar and Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a badass combination and down
It
low.
is.
With Magic passing him the ball.
Right, yeah.
And like Mark said, then there's Kobe
I mean,
and Jerry West.
Kobe will come in and game on somebody. I mean, like trying to get a rebound.
It's like, it's the greatest center of all time, and the third greatest center of all time, and the second greatest shooting guard of all time, and the
point
third
guard.
greatest shooting guard of all time,
Best
and the greatest
point
point guard
guard,
of all time.
Yeah.
It's like,
All right. Best of all time.
yeah.
Time is up. It's
Oh man,
time.
please do not leave this decision to me. Okay, let me go first.
We're gonna leave it to Ray.
All right. I'm gonna go with the Lakers.
You know I'm going Lakers.
I think I have to go Lakers.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Lakers.
So it's over.
It's all right.
What are you guys gonna say?
Entertain
I was
me.
going to go with the Lakers.
Okay.
Entertain me,
It's gonna
Alex. What's your pick?
The Warriors then.
No, what were you going to pick?
I still hadn't decided yet.
Ray.
Either.
Lakers.
Oh, I should have known that. Ray's not gonna pick.
Once it was my turn, I felt like I think I'm overthinking this. It's the Lakers. But
That's the point of the 10 minutes, man.
Yep.
I guess,
honestly, going into this, I thought
Conference champs is
the one
the
team that
Lakers.
actually had a chance to beat the Lakers was Houston, but they didn't make it here because Jabbar's weakness was Moses, and the one guy that could outdo Shaq was Olajuwon.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Rockets were a bad matchup for the Lakers.
But they got hardened, so it didn't matter.
And then the T-Mac
Yeah.
Kobe matchup.
yeah,
Harden.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, that-
Houston
Yeah.
would be the one team that could beat the Lakers if we
I
talked
agree.
about it.
Moses Jabbar.
Yeah.
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 And then Olajuwon on
It's a
Shaq.
different Shaq though. This isn't second, third year in the league. He's putting on.
Yeah. True.
All right. So the Eastern Conference Finals is Bucks Bulls.
Mark already has his vote in.
I'm going to try to be
You try to be
Unbiased on
what?
this one,
Try to
huh?
be what?
neutral.
By the way, I just want to point out that he's been over here fanboying for the Bulls, but he just referred to the Warriors as us. So I just want to point that out.
We've heard a couple us's.
Okay, let's see where I'm at here.
Bucks Bulls. I mean, I do think the Bucks have a match an advantage down low.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's
Green's
obvious.
gonna be
In all
Gilmore.
honesty,
I think Gilmore could not get destroyed though.
No, he's not gonna get destroyed, but Kareem will win.
He's good enough to where it's not like Porzingis is down there. You know, it's
Right, right.
I actually
Gilmore's a
went
Hall of
to a
Famer.
game with Gilmore versus Kareem live when the Lakers played the Bulls. It's pre-Magic, and Gilmore held his own against Kareem because he was so strong.
Yeah.
He held his own.
I struggle with Moncrief and Rose.
You think Moncrief D him up? I mean, I think
But I mean, can anyone really D up prime D Rose? Can you keep up with that for 4 quarters? He was,
So we got Pippen against Big Dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
MJ on Ray Allen.
I got Pippen all day, and I got MJ all day. So
yeah, MJ's gonna beat Ray. But
Oh yeah, MJ's.
I mean, in all fairness, everybody in this room should have MJ win his matchup every time. I mean, we all put him at number one.
Right.
So I mean, like, yeah, I mean,
I think Kareem wins the matchup against Gilmore, but
oh, yeah.
it's not totally lopsided.
They win both. I mean, overall, I mean, Giannis and Jabbar are better than Brandon Gilmore.
So for me, what I'm looking at is the matchup of Kareem over Gilmore and Giannis over Brand greater than MJ over Ray Allen, Pippen over Big Dog.
Yeah, because I think Moncrief and Rose would be maybe they might wash each other out
They
between
might.
that great offense and great defense.
Right.
They might just go back and forth.
how much is Moncrief gonna do on the offensive floor?
I mean, he was a good
I mean,
offensive
it's good.
player.
I mean,
Decent offense.
he's decent.
Yeah, he was
not
good.
I mean,
17, 16,
Yeah.
Yeah,
17.
not great, but good.
So
enough to make D Rose work
so
probably a little
Alex,
bit.
if you're the Bucks, how are you going to run this offense? How are you going to run the offense if you're the Bucks with this team?
Ooh. I mean, I think your offense runs inside out. The ball touches the paint on every possession, and you have guys that can shoot around them. I mean, Ray Allen obviously is knocked down, but then even Big Dog can shoot a little bit. Moncrief shoot a little bit. So you're playing inside out.
I love the perimeter defense on Chicago.
Well, really, 2 through 5 are all-time great to good defenders for Chicago. MJ's all-time great defender. Pippen's all-time great defender. Brand's a good defender. Gilmore's a pretty damn good defender.
I got a question. If I'm the Bucks coach for a little bit and I have Giannis bring the ball up, who are we going to have? Is Scotty going to step up and guard Giannis? So that means
Because that was my
Scotty
initial
couldn't
thought.
guard Giannis.
That was my initial thought.
so
was,
that's what I'm saying.
what if you
don't
have
to guard-
Giannis running the ball up? Because we've seen him do that a lot.
No, I was getting ready to bring up you would run a Giannis Jabbar pick and roll a lot.
Yeah.
And most teams couldn't guard it because you couldn't defend it with two plotting big men.
And
The only problem with that is you would just sag back because Giannis can't hit shit.
I was gonna say that if Giannis had the ability to hit a shot, this would be game over.
Yeah.
If you could
Giannis
just
could make more
pick and
threes.
pop,
Yeah.
pick and pop.
You could just sit in the paint and wait
You
for
can't
him.
defend that if he can shoot. But
Could he get enough penetration, though, then for Ray Allen to be waiting out on the outside, though? Could he?
The
I mean, he
thing
would get
do like
shot.
about
yeah,
the
that's what I'm
Bucks
saying.
is that Ray
He will.
Allen and Big Dog can shoot.
Yeah.
They can shoot.
Big Dog was a very good 3-level scorer.
Yes.
He could mix it in. He could.
because I think the only way,
Track.
I don't know.
I think it would give Chicago fits for a little while until they figured something out that would work somewhat of the time. But I think the first couple of times Giannis brings the ball up, it would take him a little bit to figure something out.
Oh yeah.
Because you're not gonna. It's not like you're gonna blitz him with Elton Brand out in the perimeter.
No,
like,
you're
that's not gonna,
cooked.
you're not
Yeah.
gonna do that.
Well, then you would just go to. I mean, if you have Moncrief on Rose, and that leaves Ray Allen on Michael Jordan, or if you put Moncrief on Jordan, then Ray Allen's on Derrick Rose.
That's the weak spot, right?
Whoever
there.
Ray Allen's guarding is going to get cooked all night long. And Big Dog, they're just going to run right around him. They're so athletic in that backcourt. They're just going to run right around Big Dog. And Allen was maybe
try.
an okay defender, but he wasn't good. I think he got a little better as he got older, but at this point, he's not a great defender. And Big Dog's not. But Giannis and Jabbar are, and Moncrief, obviously. It would just be, you do matchups. You would pick on the weak links.
I think you're really forced to go inside. The perimeter for Chicago is just outstanding defensively, and then the interior is just head and shoulders on Milwaukee, in my opinion. So yeah, it's just one of those where they just match up real well. Kind of stuck, if you ask me.
And this is young Kareem, too.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I think Chicago's biggest advantage would be,
Whoever Ray Allen's guarding.
well, yeah, but, and for the most part, have Rose, MJ, and Pippen run the floor. And if someone gets back and stops them, then you wait for Brandon Gilmore to get back, and then you can run an offense. But you have Michael Jordan, the greatest half-court offensive player maybe ever. So you can run a half-court. But if they try to run and push the pace with Rose, MJ, and Pippen in transition, that's going to be unstoppable.
Have you seen Giannis run in transition?
Oh, I'm getting to that.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say that
And
might
then-
be the greatest half-court transition player I've ever seen.
In Milwaukee, their advantage would probably be pounding it down low with Jabbar. That would be their number one option, I would say.
Yes.
And then when you're mixing in other stuff with Giannis, you do pick and rolls with Giannis and have Ray Allen and Big Dog spot up.
See, and
That
I
would
don't,
be
I
their-
don't see I don't see Pippen and Jordan getting those nice crowd pleasing dunks in the half court against that.
In the half court, no. I said their advantage would be if they tried to push it through their
they
athleticism.
running the floor.
I mean, Giannis can't
yeah.
guard Rose, MJ, and Pippen in transition.
Right.
We need an NBA 2K simulator stat
Yeah.
right
We do.
now.
How much time we got left, Drew?
3 minutes.
Oh, we got time. I do think something else we haven't brought up, unless y'all said it when I wasn't paying attention because I've been trying to pull something up and failing in it over here, is Jabbar's passing. I think giving Jabbar the ball on the block every time, you're also going to have guys cut off Jabbar. And Jabbar was a very good passing big man. So you have guys like Giannis cutting to the basket and big dog cutting the basket, things like that, and he can hit them as they cut to the basket as well. I think not to this extreme. I'm just using it as an example, kind of like the way guys run people off of Joker today. I mean, I'm not saying Jabbar is Joker, but I just mean like that you would still send guys off of them while they after the catch.
He has the ability to make plays
Yes.
passing the ball.
Yeah.
And so does Giannis.
Yeah,
Giannis can make plays passing too.
yeah. I think Giannis is like a career 6 assists a game guy. I mean,
Like we said, like even when I said all the way back in Milwaukee, so he's someone that else could bring the ball up and mix it up with Sidney Moncrief. I mean, I think Ray Allen could also bring the ball up too. I mean, you could have 3 different people
absolutely.
bringing the ball up.
In the episode where we made this team, I had Ray Allen as my point guard.
Yeah. I mean, then they drafted him to be a point guard at first.
Yeah, I mean, he when he first came in the league, he handled the ball a ton.
Chicago's got 3 facilitators though too.
Yeah,
Rose,
yeah.
MJ, and Pippen were all good or really good to solid passers. I mean, Pippen was a point forward. You know. I don't know. There's a lot of back and forth here. I don't know. Does anybody lean a direction?
When I lean one way, I think it's someone on the other team.
It's hard.
This was hard.
I thought the last one was hard, but this one might be even.
It is. This is a hard
This
one.
is.
Oof.
Well, I've been trying. Like, I know we did it a bunch in the top 50 episodes, where I'd pull up matchups and I could look at them, because Glenn Robinson and Scottie Pippen's careers overlap by quite a bit. So I was trying to look up their matchups, and I can't get it to come up at all. But Glenn Robinson is listed. The only thing I have found is listed as he put up one of the biggest scoring nights ever against Scottie Pippen. He scored 40 points against Scottie one time. That's all.
Milwaukee. Sold.
We're at a minute left till votes. So if anyone wants to say any last thing for someone to think about. I mean, just when I'm thinking, I think maybe the Bucks might sweep it, but I think then you got Michael Jordan. But then at the same time, I'm like, you also have Kareem, who most all of us put at number 2 all time. It's, I mean, and now you're putting him in his probably more of his prime in Milwaukee. You put him with a better team, like than what I don't know.
Yeah, but we also just gave Michael Bigman something he never had. Like,
Right.
It's so back and forth.
I'll be honest, since we're running out of time. I think Chicago wins 3 out of the 5 positions, in my opinion, and they have Michael Jordan. So I'm going Chicago.
Good point. Wait.
Oh, time's up.
I'm going Chicago.
I'm going Chicago.
Anybody else got a vote?
I love how hard it has been for everybody to vote. Some of these are tough, man.
It's
They're
just-
tough.
It is.
Buddy, you got a vote for us?
I already voted, bro.
Oh, what'd you say?
You went with Milwaukee.
Oh, you went Milwaukee.
Oh,
Okay. My bad.
No, it's okay. I do
you're
not want
serious
to be
with
the
the big
final.
dog thing?
I just do not
Is that
want
what
to be
he's
the
talking
final decision.
Here, I'll go
I'm going
ahead.
to go Milwaukee.
Here, I'll go ahead and close it out.
I'm going with
Chicago.
There we go. We got 4 Chicago.
Drew, this is like the third time you didn't vote because you just sit there and let everybody else
Second
vote.
time, I was thinking about it.
It is a really tough one. The last 2 have been
I was
really
probably
hard.
going to go with Milwaukee. I think they're big guys.
I think you can make an argument for
I mean,
Milwaukee.
I just don't see. No offense, way I don't see Brand guarding Giannis.
No, I don't see anybody guarding MJ though either.
No, I guess what my deciding factor is I just think I do think the Bucks had a mismatch up front, but I think the more drastic mismatch was the front court or the back court and on the other side.
What kind of pulled me was Gilmore's good enough to at least keep Kareem from having like an all-time great performance. He's obviously going to win that matchup.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think, Giannis is going to beat Brand, but Brand can just wait for Giannis in the paint, and Giannis can't go through Elton Brand, at least consistently. Brand's a big old fat boy. It's at least going to be hard for Giannis to go through him. I don't know.
I
And
agree.
Gilmore can come over and play help defense, and I don't know. Every time we go down a rabbit hole, it
So
just
do we have a
twists
final
around.
of Lakers Bull?
Lakers Bulls finals.
I think our run might be over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this how you thought? This is how you thought it would play out?
No, I thought someone else from the Eastern Conference.
Honestly, I thought the Lakers would come out of the West. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure about the Eastern Conference.
I knew as soon as Houston lost, Lakers were coming out.
I knew any of those 4 teams I had in the Eastern Conference,
To be
any of the
honest,
4 of them were going to go play the Lakers.
I thought
agree.
the Kareem Milwaukee Bucks was going to come out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you see it playing out like this? Bulls Lakers.
I had the Lakers, but I didn't have the East.
Did you have one a mock one where what you thought was going to happen? Predictor.
Yep.
Who'd you have?
I thought the 76ers would make it.
Yeah.
Of course, they had the Magic. I lost. I had the West, both the semis, the Lakers and Warriors. But on the East, I had 76ers Magic.
Oh, okay.
Same. My mock draft I did at home, I had the Lakers and the Magic playing each other.
Oh, wow.
Back in '81, the NBA's 35th anniversary, they had their all-time team, and they chose the greatest single season team ever, and it was the '67 76ers.
All right, guys. Shall we start the timer and begin our debate here on Lakers Bulls?
Yeah, here we go.
Say we know the teams. Here we go. 10 minutes has started.
Yeah. So Gilmore Kareem, Brand Shaq,
Brand.
Be honest.
EB.
Kobe and Pippen, MJ and West,
Yeah.
and Derrick Rose and Magic.
Well, here's what I think. The reason the Warriors made it difficult for the Lakers was shooting. That's and so they could make up for some of the matchup deficiencies. The Bulls don't have shooting.
The Bulls don't offer that.
I don't.
Yeah.
I just
Young, athletic Kobe. I mean, he's going to give everything he's got. I mean, Michael is his idol. He's going to do whatever he can to try and beat him.
I know this is anticlimactic, but I think it's Lakers pretty easily, in my opinion.
Kareem probably barely gets Gilmore since he's, like we said, a little bit older, and I think Shaq's gonna.
We have the one person that can almost match MJ with Kobe, and then they're gonna win every
They're
other.
gonna
position.
I think
So-
they're gonna overwhelm them.
So let me ask this: what do you do with West defensively? Because I feel like no matter which of the 3 guys you put him on, they go for 40.
He's gonna get worked.
Who, West?
Yeah.
Probably put him.
Not if Michael's on him.
No, you're
You're talking
misunderstanding.
about defensive.
I'm saying whoever he tries to guard.
I think you have to put him on Derrick Rose.
Yeah, you put him on.
Yeah,
the
you
short,
put
you
him on
put,
Rose.
you put him on Rose. Put him on the shortest guy.
Derrick Rose is gonna go off for 36, but
I'd rather have Derrick Rose beat me than.
I agree.
I think West is going to be on Rose.
I'd much rather have Kobe guard Michael than Jerry.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like I say, Kobe would do whatever he could to try to.
And you can take any version of Kobe that you want. You know.
Yeah.
And then we get the Magic Pippen matchup we talked about the other day.
Yeah, we get
Magic is going to give Pippen. I mean, Pippen is going to give Magic some problems, like he did
but
in
it's not
'91.
but it's not the year before.
We talked about this the other day. Is he didn't give him as many problems as is made out to be. Magic almost averaged a triple-double
that's
for
what
the
I
series.
mean.
And
He made it. He didn't. Magic wasn't just free flowing like he usually does.
yeah, I'm not saying Pippen's a bad defender. That's not what I'm trying to say. And his efficiency was down some. We talked about that. I think it was last week we talked about that.
maybe
Because we went off on a tangent about the 91 finals is
Yeah.
why we talked about it.
And then
I
a
think
year or two later,
Magic did really good, but I think Pippen did draw his efficiency down, and I think Pippen wore him down at the end of games. I think
It's
that was
also-
2 things that Pippen did do.
It's also Magic's like 12th year in the league compared
Yeah.
I say.
to Scotty's what 3rd. So I mean,
Yeah, 4th, 5th, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about Scotty going into his prime and Magic getting ready to retire.
I say like.
Did Magic win MVP like the year before?
Yeah,
Or like that
in
year?
'90, he won in '90.
Okay, so he's fine. He's won the MVP. He's doing okay.
But he also averaged like 18, 12, and 8, I think.
Yeah.
You know, like it
I'm
wasn't
the
like
one that brought it up. I'm the one that said that Magic still put up good numbers.
And now
but-
this time he gets a Kareem.
Even though
Played
remember
Bulls.
that text, that YouTube text I sent you, where the guy did all the MVPs from 1969 to the
Yeah,
present.
yep.
I think he took Magic's '90 MVP and gave it to Michael.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think.
I think
so.
I've seen something like that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like this guy. And what Mark's talking about is this guy went through all the MVPs and gave them to who actually should have gotten them.
Should have got.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And he changed a ton of them.
Change, yeah.
There was a lot of them.
Yeah, I've seen. I don't know if it's the same one. But I've seen something similar to that where they went by they do like the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. They went by decades.
The guy had pretty good criteria, and he did the finals MVPs too.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
And that was pretty good because he started with 69 because Jerry West won the MVP, but the NBA has never done that since. Giving the MVP to a player on a losing team. And he was saying, had they kept that criteria, just who's the best, win or lose, the MVPs would look a lot different.
LeBron would probably have a few more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that would affect a lot of them. But before we go on a tangent, though, I'm going Lakers over the Bulls in our finals.
This hurts me. I'm going to go Lakers.
Yeah, I'm going Lakers.
Yeah, I said the Lakers. I mean,
It's just 1 through 5. I just don't think it matters.
If it wasn't your favorite team, would you still go Lakers?
Yeah, I think I would. I mean, I like MJ, and he's going to win his matchup. But I just don't think you can stop Kareem and Shaq.
The 96 Bulls are my favorite team.
Yeah.
And I'm going Lakers.
So the Lakers are our champions.
No, I mean, take the Lakers out of it. If you were just going to put two big men together, Shaq and Kareem might be the two big men.
Your
They
dream,
complement
dream
each other.
duo.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Maybe the greatest finesse center ever and the most powerful center
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
ever. Works well. Works well.
and give him the best point guard.
Yeah. And the second greatest shooting guard. And like the third greatest shooting guard. It's nice.
Yeah,
And Kareem, if he has to go to the line, Kareem can actually shoot free throws.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, all of them can shoot free throws except for Shaq.
Except for Shaq, yeah.
Yeah.
But the conference finals were intense, and that finals was
Yeah.
very anticlimactic. But
Right.
we see that a lot of times.
it was just a
AFC
bad.
championship,
Both the
better than the
conference
Super
finals
Bowl.
were-
Well, so much of this tournament depended on matchups. The
Tell me about
76ers,
it.
the 76ers lost a couple rounds ago, but they probably would have been a better matchup against the Lakers.
Well, like I said,
Right.
I think
Yeah.
Houston
Yeah.
was the team that could have beat the Lakers in the West.
Yeah.
With Moses and Olajuwon and T-Mac matching up against Kobe, Shaq, and that's the only team that would have stood a chance to get them down low, and with Kobe, I think. But they didn't make it there, so it doesn't really matter.
Now, I will say this. If we didn't take this into effect because it would have been so ridiculous to try and deal with or try and talk about. But I don't think, like, this Lakers team, there's no way they could have coexisted. I mean, Kobe and Shaq couldn't coexist.
3/4 of these teams could have
Right.
coexisted.
Yeah, I mean,
The
yeah.
76ers wouldn't even go on the court together.
That's the one I was going to go
No, the
towards.
76ers would get in fistfights on a regular basis.
Allen Iverson
Yeah.
would die. Moses Malone and Wilt would kill him.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, half these teams.
Which one do you think on the list is the most cohesive team that could do it together?
I have to look for
I mean,
a second.
there's
like
one team
Brooklyn.
on here that
Golden State.
I think Brooklyn fits together the best.
I think San Antonio. Honestly,
That's a good one. Yeah.
I think Milwaukee fits pretty well together.
so much of San Antonio played together
I
already.
know, right?
Like four of those guys. Well, three of them played together, then three of them played together another time.
yeah.
You know, so many of those guys played together already that you might be right. And four of the five of them played in the same system under Pop.
Right.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee fits pretty well together. I mean, you
And
know,
I think Golden State's a good pick too. I'm sorry, Drew.
Milwaukee. I mean, I think you have a defensive point guard, which that helps. I mean, you have a shooter, Ray Allen, who can do both, big dog, and shoot and do different levels. And you have Giannis, who's a big guy who can spread the floor and do whatever. And then you have a big guy. I mean, I think they could all flow together.
Really,
Yeah.
Seattle fits together super well as well.
Am I the only one that finds it interesting that so many of these teams that have been around for 50, 60, 70 years have positions where we can't find somebody really good at?
Holes.
Like, the fucking Celtics. We can't find a great point guard.
Dennis Johnson's our point guard.
Yeah, like, not only that, but, like, look at, like, we have guys starting at positions where I'm like, these guys made one or two all-star teams. Not all NBAs, all-star teams. No,
Yeah, like with the history of the Sacramento Kings, you'd think they'd have a big man kind of that would just
yeah.
tower
Or-
over top of the rim.
Or the Milwaukee team we just talked about. We have Big Dog Robinson starting for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Right.
If they had a somewhat better small forward, they could have been.
Yeah, we might be talking about them instead of the Bulls in the finals.
See, I've
And
seen.
you have Kareem versus
If
Kareem.
me and Red Auerbach had put together the Celtics team, we would have did it different. That's the problem. We'd have had McHale and Bird and Russell, and then we would have had at the guard positions we would have had Dennis Johnson and Jason Tatum.
Ooh, Jason Tatum. We didn't even talk about Tatum, did we?
No, we
Not
didn't.
really.
No one-
That Celtic team would have met that Laker team.
You think they beat the Lakers?
No, I said they would have met them.
Oh,
No,
I said
don't
beat
know.
them.
I thought you
was
said
like,
melt them.
Kevin McHale guarding Shaq.
They would have,
Wait, what?
Kevin McHale guarding Shaq.
but
Oh.
whoa, let me say this. Whoa. Shaq
Oh,
couldn't
no.
guard Kevin McHale either. He could not guard Kevin
Oh,
McHale.
I think you could.
No.
We need to end the episode.
No. You too, Kevin. You too, Kevin. Kevin would have.
Oh, I watched Kevin. I watched Kevin sit on the bench half his career.
It starts again. No.
I'm
No, I'm just joking.
done.
Just joking.
No, yeah, I mean, obviously, Kevin McHale is not going to guard Shaq. But again, we're talking about a guy, like, so many, like, first off, nobody was guarding Shaq. That was the point of the whole tournament. But, I mean, that's what we said in every matchup. This guy can't guard Shaq. This guy can't guard Shaq. This guy can't guard Shaq. That was the entire tournament from start to finish. So, but, that's, again, we're talking about a guy that weighs 100 pounds less. Their listed weights are 100 pounds apart. Like, did we run into a matchup for Shaq that was inside of 50 pounds?
No.
I bet we didn't.
Well, I think it goes back to what Wade said, because I think if you have the Rockets, then you got Moses.
Moses and Olajuwon. Yeah, Moses and Olajuwon. I mean, I don't know how much Tim Duncan weighs. They did go up against the Duncan Admiral
Robinson.
matchup. Yeah.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
I do think though what Mark said about Jason Tatum, that we might have fucked that one up. Tatum,
None of us even thought
because
about
I
him.
think
though.
the Celtics needed more offense.
They did.
Right,
They did.
And I think
Yeah.
Tatum would have been maybe the right pick.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Man, Tatum playing with Bird. Oh.
Who fell apart in the
Why don't-
finals.
Tatum?
I mean, he did. Yeah. I mean,
He lost steam.
I mean, you pulled the James Harden argument. Why can't I pull that one?
I think Tatum. I think Tatum did okay in the finals. He
He wore down, I think.
I'm not a Tatum fan. I'm really not. I
I'm not a
badmouth
Jaylen
Tatum.
Brown fan. I think that's
Tatum
the
a lot.
problem with the present day Celtics.
Can't dribble.
Jaylen Brown. I don't know why they gave him $300 million.
But-
Set the franchise
Here-
record
here's
of
my
turnover
thing.
when you get an extension.
That contract.
Yeah.
I don't think Tatum choked like we talk about Harden or the mailman.
Oh, wasn't
I
that
think
bad.
Tatum got tired. I think Tatum was wore the fuck out in that Warriors series. I think he was just dog ass tired. I don't think it was like, oh, I'm scared and I can't play basketball anymore. This is a guy that at 19 carried a team to an Eastern Conference Finals. Like, he's played in, and he's like 24 years old now, and has played in 3 Eastern Conference Finals and a Finals.
Got a lot
I
of
don't-
miles on those legs already.
Yeah,
man.
I don't think he choked. I think he got wore out.
He just looked tired.
Yeah, he did. His
shots were just-
his shots were front rim all the time. He was pulling up a lot instead of getting to the rim. Like, I think he got tired.
I mean,
Just
I
came
agree
off-
with you, but that's what makes great players. You still step up and do it.
Oh, I agree. I'm not saying he's all time great. I'm just saying like
People
I
act
don't
like he is,
I don't
though.
think it was like I'm shaking in my boots type situation.
No, it wasn't. I get what you're saying.
He
I
just
don't.
got
I
done with
understand what you're
7
getting at.
games against the Heat, and then he's asked to chase Steph and them around.
Right. And playing that Heat team wears everybody out.
It's only a problem
Yes.
if he continues to do it in the playoffs. If it's a one-time thing, it's not a big deal.
Right.
If it happens over and over, then it's a big deal.
Well, here's a thought for a Celtic lineup. How about DJ, Tatum, Bird, and Garnett? Russell.
Garnett wasn't.
But this
Garnett
wasn't
wasn't
that
that
Yeah,
guy.
Garnett?
We did,
Garnett
but we talked
wasn't that guy.
in the episode. We
Boston.
talked about Garnett. He like so much of his Boston career was spent after the knee injury. He only played 1 year pre knee injury, and then he was not very good after that.
He does provide the most versatility at the power forward position, though, as defensively and offensively.
I think,
He could hit the mid range at that point.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
could still
he's
play
gonna
solid
play D.
defense.
He won his defensive player of the year. in
I go back
Boston.
to this. what about Cowens?
Well, that's what Uncle Doug kept saying.
Yeah, like what if we had Cowens and Russell instead of
And Cowens could give you offense too.
Yeah. Maybe some. Yeah,
He could.
And Cowens was mean. He bullied people.
And if you move him to the power forward,
what I said earlier was the reason I shoved Pearson there and moved Bird up. The Celtics didn't have enough offense. If you have Cowens and Russell and Dennis Johnson all in the lineup, they can't score with these teams right here. So that's why I pushed for.
What if we put Isaiah Thomas at point guard?
Well, I guess they'll score a few more points. We're going to give up a few more.
You still give me Ray's Pacers.
Can you imagine Isaiah Thomas versus Magic?
That'd be funny. that would be comical. Did Muggsy ever play Magic? Or no, Spud Webb would have though.
oh, Spud's probably
Spud Webb would have played him.
Yeah, that would have.
Let me put my elbow in your thighs here. Dig in.
All right. Well, we appreciate you tuning in and listening to our all-time starting five tournament. We thought it was fun. We hope you guys had fun listening to it. Don't forget that next week we start football. The 5 greatest players at each position. Gale Sayers will not be on the running back list.
Mark, wait, I got you. I got you somewhere.
Charge the
I won't be at running back, but I got you somewhere else. I've been doing research.
I got you right here. Ready? Over and under 3 Bears total for all the positions.
Get out of here.
Over under 3 Bears.
Get out of here.
What Gail said?
No. Will three or more or less than 3 Bears make any of the positions?
The all-time NFL?
Yeah.
We're doing top 5 at every position.
Yeah. So
Over.
no. I'm going the under.
I'm going over.
I'm going the under.
I got more than 3 Bears coming at you.
You get Walter and a linebacker. You're done.
Walter?
Get out of here. What did you do with... You hate Devin Hester.
Are we done recording?
Podcast.
Are we still?
No, we're still recording.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay. Keep going, I guess. Talk about football.
Who's Butkus?
Yep.
Never heard of him.
Yep. You're done.
Open skills.
Oh, but anyway, sorry. I just had to give Mark a hard time. Yeah, we will start football next week. We're looking forward to that. Uncle Doug, we got quarterbacks next week? Is that what we decided
I
on?
think it's quarterbacks first.
Now, how do you do it?
Top 5 at each position.
And then we're doing a special teams episode. Top 3 kickers, top 3 punters, top 3 returners.
Quarterbacks is week 1.
Top 5 quarterbacks.
Well, you got Hester right there, Mark. There's Hester right
That's
there.
what I said. Devin Hester's the greatest
You're right.
returner of all time.
You're right. You're right.
Well,
That's true. So 4 over and under 4 then.
Oh, now he's...
yeah.
Well, I forgot about special teams. I wasn't thinking about special teams.
The guy you were trying to make fun of will probably make the returner list too.
Gale Sayers. I'm going to get 2 Bears on the return list.
No, you don't.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
No, but
He is.
no.
30 yards of return?
30 yards in 3 years. Good job.
That's all you need for a return.
No, dude. I told you the greatest returner of all time played for the Bears. It's Joshua Cribbs.
Get out of here.
Top 5 running backs, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you got Jessica's cousin.
Yes. He's number 1.
You got number 1?
Yes, of course I do.
Actually, I got number 2, but okay.
I do too.
I know because you got Jim Brown.
Jim Brown. Jim Brown's the greatest running back ever.
No, he's not.
I
got
top
And
5.
no one's close to him.
I got him either 3 or 4.
Who's Jim Brown?
Jim Brown. Jim Brown is arguably the greatest football
No, he's not.
He averaged 5 yards.
Ray, wrap this shit up.
There's like 5 guys all time now that have done
We're just
that.
about to ruin the running back.
Yes.
Guys, it's still basketball episode, guys.
Gus the Butt.
on basketball, man.
Barry didn't play basketball. He didn't play with the Pistons.
Actually, I got to get going.
Yeah. So we'll start football next week.
I gotta go.
We appreciate Mark and Buddy coming and being guests on this episode.
Anytime.
I'm sure we'll see you again on future episodes, but we appreciate you coming.
I see, because I'm going to have to come back and defend Gil.
I stood up for him in the original Bears episode.
Oh, I love Gale, but
Put him on Mount Rushmore.
too short for
And-
a running back.
And thanks for tuning in to Sports the NEMO Way.